Is that us? Are we here?
That means we get to go.
I think that means we get to go.
Okay, yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Ganon. I speedrun Super Mario Odyssey. That's about it. I've got 3.
That's all I've done with my life.
It's like the only
Thank you very
thing.
much for watching.
It's like the only thing in my Twitter bio. That's like all I do.
Fair.
Yeah, I've got 3 lovely people on my couch. I've got Spikevegeta.
Hi.
I've got limcube.
Hello.
And I have Dangers.
What's going on, everybody?
All right. I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Let's get it started.
Okay.
Yeah, get strapped in, everyone. This is, I think, the best category of Super Mario Odyssey, Darker Side. Ganon will be collecting 500 moons as quickly as they can to get to the Darker Side Kingdom, the final challenge of the game, and then conquer it. In just over 3 hours, your pizza's free. It's going to be hot.
All right, we good for countdown?
Count us down.
All right. 3, 2, 1,
Go!
Okay. As we load into the game, it's time to talk about movement tech because that's pretty much what this entire game is all about. And you will see Ganon do quite a bit of rolling. Rolling is the fastest movement in the game. And there's actually 2 ways to roll in the game. First of all, you can just simply press the Y button, but you can also roll by shaking the controller, which happens to be faster. So you will be seeing Ganon shake the controller frantically quite a lot. One way to start a roll really fast is called a spin pound. And that's what you see right at the start here. There we go. Basically, by spinning the stick twice, you get into this spin position. If you then do a ground pound, you get a quicker ground pound and can immediately accelerate from the ground pound into a roll. And here we go.
That's right. And spin pounds serve 2 really good purposes. They're exactly the same as ground pounds, except you can change the direction that you're facing when you do a spin pound. So you can be facing one way and then dash off in a different direction after the spin pound. And then the second thing is that they're just faster. So almost no situation you're ever going to see like a regular ground pound. You're just going to see the spin pounds.
Right.
Yeah, the Cap Kingdom especially has been extremely optimized over the years because in every single speedrun, this is basically the first thing to do. And there's the first capture, the frog. There's actually some nice movement tech here for the frog. If you basically take like a 45-degree angle, you do something called vectoring, where you get a little bit more speed in the air with the frog. And then the only difference in Darker Side is that we get the checkpoint here, because we will be returning here later. We talk about the round and there we go for left side, very nice, doing it again with a spin pound into a roll.
Oh, beautiful.
Immediately getting up the tower. Beautiful. And that's the first boss right here, Topper.
Yeah, like, don't blink, because he's already halfway done, and he's done. So, great boss. Something really awesome about Super Mario Odyssey as a speedrun is that, yeah, you've got a lot of your standard Nintendo bosses, like, all right, jump on their head 2, 3 times, they're done for, whatever. What's great about this game is that they actually had a lot of built-in ways to speed up what would otherwise be the invulnerability frames of theirs, where you're just kind of waiting for them to do an attack. So Ganon was able to jump on top of Topper's hat as he kind of shuffled himself around, immediately ending that and then going into the second damage phase.
Exactly, yeah.
With that, though, we're going into Cascade Kingdom, where we got to get 500 moons tonight. We need to get to getting them.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten a single one yet. Cap Kingdom does not have a moon, but we will be getting our first power moon here very shortly. And after that, we're gonna see a pretty new trick that I don't think has been shown in this setting before, and maybe, because it's a pretty hard trick, Dangers might be able to take it away with that one.
That's right, DSS, Ganon, you're going for DSS, yeah?
Correct.
Oh boy, so we get this first power moon, and we're supposed to drop down this bridge, yeah? Little round of applause.
Yeah.
We're 1 of 500 in, baby. There's gonna be a lot of clapping.
I want to clap on every single one.
That's right.
Here we go.
So, we're supposed to go across this bridge and see the Odyssey and be introduced to it and all that, but instead, Ganon's going to turn around and do something a little bit flashy on this little rock wall you can see on the right side instead of that. And that's just because we want to get up to the top of the kingdom as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I believe this was originally done in the Koopa free running, but it actually happens to be pretty useful in this run. So usually, what the speedrun used to do is it collected a dinosaur to get up to the first boss fight of the game, and
there
beautifully done.
There's more to it. He's also got to get up off this rib cage right here.
Open.
Very good movement.
Beautiful. And then a little cheeky jump right over the gap right there into the boss fight. Beautifully done by Ganon. Now we immediately go into the boss fight right here where we're going to use the golden chain chomp to smack it back into its mother right here. I don't know, it's kind of a weird lore. But now we're gonna pin the golden chain chomp between Mario and Cappy, immediately backflipping onto it, knocking the hat off, and then stealing it with Cappy. Check this out again, the pincer right here. Throw out Cappy, backflip, knock it off, recapture, pull, yank, done with the fight.
Beautiful.
Just like that.
It is maybe worth pointing out that Ganon was collecting some coins there. There's basically a little coin ring that spawns every time you hit the boss. And coins will be quite important because we need to buy a bunch of things in this run.
Yep.
We will be collecting quite a few, but there's our first multi-moon. 3 moons at once, very efficient.
That means 3 times the clapping, ladies and gentlemen.
3 times.
Exactly.
We're gonna need more people in here. The crowd's gonna be like, I can't do it anymore.
All right, I did just see, this is probably worth pointing out, the game is in simplified Chinese. This happens to be the fastest way to play the game for a long time. This was actually done in Japanese until like 2 years ago, or like 1.5 years ago, where the community found out that this is actually a little bit faster.
Yeah, and it's funny because there were like certain shorter categories that we knew Chinese was faster for, and the community just kind of assumed that Japanese was fast for everything else. First of all,
Why is Mario in the ceiling?
why is Mario in the ceiling and through the ceiling and into the Odyssey just like that? So we kind of glossed over that. There's so much going on in this run. It's absolutely
so much.
insane. So what just happened there is called a moon clip. Basically, whenever you spawn a moon in from a chest or from underground or whatever like that, you basically have to wait a couple seconds anyway for the moon to materialize, to be able to grab it, you know? So we take that time to position Mario in a weird way. If you do a backflip or a triple jump and then throw Cappy at like just that moment that you're grabbing that moon, you can do some pretty wacky things like find yourself in the ceiling. That will not be the first time we see this in the run, by the way. And not the only time.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Very useful trick. One of the actually many ways you can clip into walls in this game, even though, and this is another maybe interesting detail, this is nowadays actually done on the newest version of the game because when that version came out, Nintendo actually optimized loading times. So this is the fastest version. They tried in this version to actually remove a lot of the clipping possibilities, but there's still like 16.
There's 2 more.
There's too many.
There's so many ways to get out of bounds. In fact, in this very kingdom, we're going to see one of the other ways that we can do it.
There's
We'll
actually
obviously
2
explain
in
it
this
again.
kingdom too that are pretty new.
That's true.
Oh yeah, a newest thing that they've added. This category has been optimized so much over the last year in particular by the community. So many new strats, so many new routing options.
Yeah, speaking of routing, this is actually interesting. So we just planted a seed, and one thing that is actually very interesting to note pretty early into the run is that the way this route basically works in the first place is that it's going to be abusing a lot of those Toadette moons. So Toadette basically in this game later hands out a bunch of power moons for little achievements that you can collect throughout the game, like getting a certain amount of seed moons, getting a certain amount of 8-bit moons, a certain amount of timer challenge moons, etc. So sometimes you will be collecting moons that might not look super fast in the first place, but later we'll get a free achievement moon because of that.
All right, pay attention right here. You see Ganon threw Cappy upwards into the air and left them there, shaking the controller to warp back into that bullet bill. That's what we call a dram strat or a capture warp. You're also going to see all sorts of those things. But getting right into the next trick right here, so we're talking about getting out of bounds. What we're going to perform here is something called IP skip.
IP being the inverted pyramid.
Inverted pyramid, that's right, yes. So just take a moment for Ganon to focus. The idea here is that there's like a little bit of a crease in between the cracks of the wall. You can see that he actually slipped through it, but wasn't able to get the cap bounce. So just going to set up guard again. This saves quite a bit of time, somewhere in the ballpark of like 25 seconds. So it's definitely worth it to go for again.
And this is over actually clipping into the pyramid. Like,
Which is
usually
something
this
we used
pyramid
to
is
do.
supposed to be gotten out of the ground. The door opens, and you have to like progress the story to even get there. We used to actually clip into the pyramid. Now we can technically completely skip it by performing this trick.
Definitely one of the hardest tricks in the entire run.
Here we go.
Okay, there's the start.
And now,
Oh, hold on.
okay.
I think I'm
for a triple jump.
fine. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, there we
Just
go.
like that around the top of the pyramid.
Very hard trick. Honestly, the 2 hardest early game tricks out of the way now with the Dino skip, and the inverted pyramid skip. And we will be fighting the second boss now, Harriet.
And we've only been playing for 8 minutes, and we've already gotten out of bounds like twice.
Yup.
And you know, it's just more to come. For the
Also
next 3
climbed
hours.
up a wall that's like way too high to normally climb.
Yep.
There's a lot of funny stuff that goes on in the early game of this category.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out in the routing aspect for this run, there are 2 moons that were inside of the pyramid there, but in the routing, Ganon's just gonna have to come up with 2 other moons later on to replace them.
And that's kind of the beauty of this category is like, obviously the route has gotten to a point of supreme optimization. Everything that we're doing is being done on purpose over like years and years of developing from basically all of the runners on this couch and the runner that's playing right now over time. But you can collect these 500 moons however you want. You know, you just have to get to the darker side.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's so beautiful about this category. There's so many different like levels of route that you can do. There's a beginner route. There's a lot of like intermediate routes. You can kind of pick and choose a lot of the moons that you want to get because there's so many moons that are very, very similar in terms of how much time it takes to get them. So when you're kind of a mid-level runner, you're starting to get your grips. It's really fun to just sort of pick the moons that you want to do because you really can't just pick and choose.
And I think the best part about this category, you know, comparing it to something like any percent, is the fact that it does have post-game as well. You know, the meat and potatoes of this run is the post-game. A lot of the early game stuff, a lot of the stuff that happens before the credits is all just kind of setting you up, you know, planting the seeds like limcube talked about. There's going to be like talking to certain NPCs to get certain scenarios started. All that's going to be kind of set up for what makes the post-game really fast. I think at this day and age, how fast are the moons in the post-game, Ganon? We're talking like 19 seconds,
19
right?
seconds.
Yeah. So every single moon after the credits is going to be 19 seconds at its slowest.
And this is basically the reason that Ganon is currently doing what he is doing. He is doing something that we call in this game like obtaining world peace. What this basically means, he's going to go through the main story of the kingdom. Here, the Sand Kingdom, going to beat the main boss. Because later, when he's actually done with the main game, this will unlock something called a moon rock that you can hit to unlock a bunch of extra post-game moons, and those are those fast moons we were talking about.
That's right. Now, this story moon is actually one of the ones that's supposed to unlock the pyramid that we just got into earlier, which is kind of funny.
It's going to spawn this platform.
We're going to want to make sure that we pay attention right here. So Ganon is going to be going out of bounds for the 3rd time now, because we just can't get enough of that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep.
Just like that. Very well done.
And this replaces another original clip that was done in the early versions of the game where you actually clipped through the Sphinx, the infamous Sphinx clip, but this is obviously much easier.
So what that overall saves right there is by clipping down, he didn't have to sink down in the sand to get to that first moon or talk to the Sphinx right there
Like
to get to
twist.
its moon. So it saves a lot of time overall for those 2 moons combined.
Yeah, some of those moons are also just simply stuck in the ground. Those tend to be the fastest ones we can ever choose. If there's ever a moon that's just simply in the ground, obtainable from a single ground pound, that's usually something we want to get.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You'll see some really fun movement down here in kind of this ice palace down here. Starting off immediately, once again, with those spin pounds, cap bouncing, rolling our way through here, and then keeping all that P speed coming out. The cheeky bounce off Cappy, and then the spin pound, which eventually will hit the Goomba stick.
There we go.
We'll find them.
I found them. Took me a second.
I think this is worth pointing out. Ganon obviously makes all of this look extremely easy, but even in seemingly simple movement like bouncing on your cap isn't necessarily the most easy thing in the world. You actually have to like hold out your cap for a little bit and
That was filthy.
That was beautiful.
beautiful capture on.
You saying "oh" scared me. I like jumped. I almost like uncaptured.
I'm sorry,
the
I'm
bullet
trying.
bill.
Yeah, this movement is really, really slick. Yeah, it can't be understated. What Lim is saying, like the actions per minute that you have to have.
Incredibly high.
Yeah.
Like again, even like a simple cap dive, and Ganon does this all the time. Just getting a jump off his cap is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons or something. So
all within half a second.
yeah, it's crazy.
Another death-defying jump out here towards the bullet bill. The triple jump with the vector.
Beautiful.
Doing the
Nice.
spin throw, the rainbow twirl to stall yourself out in the air, and then another up throw to capture the bullet bill. Beautiful stuff to get into the arena even faster.
Not slow tech.
Yes, our first world boss that we're kind of encountering, if you don't count Madame Brutal, now is weird. It's not going to look like Ganon is doing anything really that special, but actually rolling through the middle of the arena like this, letting the fists pass you, I think it's kind of just like a threshold of when they pass you. If you're at the far end of the arena, you save about a second every single time you do this.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
You can also stand in his thumb there. There's just no hitbox. It's pretty funny.
The only thing that's additionally to the fight is obviously trying to find the most direct path here once the fist is captured to get the hit in as fast as possible. When you start out can actually be quite annoying, especially in the second phase when Nukkuler tries to really throw your curveball. But so far this is looking good.
With that, as we finish up this last phase, we have like 12 minutes into this run, not given time for donations. I think we should do
This is the best
just a
time for
couple donations right here until we get out of sand. So, Nukkuler, take it away.
We've got $250 from Ampulus. I'm going to do my best here. Going, yeah, ha, ha, wahoo!
Okay.
Yeah, yahoo! Ha, 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 woohoo!
That was exactly what DSS was. That was great.
Yeah, literally. We got time for one more nukes, I think.
Of course. We've got $10 from Vile Lasagna saying, Mario Odyssey Darker Side on my birthday? Well, thank you for the gift, GDQ.
Just for you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, we're going to do something that looks a little bit weird here.
This is true.
Right before, so we finished the kingdom, we saved the day, everything's back to normal, it's not freezing cold or anything like that. It's time to leave, right? Nope, just kidding. So we're talking about setting it up, right? We're talking about planting seeds, we're talking about getting ready for the post-game where the meat and potatoes is. Talking to this NPC starts it on like a quest. And now this taxi driver and their tourist friend are going to be traveling around the world in a set path. If we did not talk to the tourist here, they would not appear in Metro Kingdom later where we need to talk to them. They don't give us anything this time, but they will give us something, a moon, in every successive visit. So it's important that we do that.
Exactly.
Talking to that NPC nets us, I believe, 5 moons in the course of the route.
So absolutely worth it.
Pretty important.
Yep.
Now we actually get the first fork in the route right here. You can either go to Lake Kingdom or Wooded Kingdom. That's all right. You lose 3 seconds later on. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. You just look at the hint art.
Okay.
We'll try to remind you.
Okay. Yeah, I was supposed to go to Wooded there, and I selected Lake on accident.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good time to explain why this actually matters, which in this category matters a little bit more than in maybe other categories, because the depending on how you choose to visit kingdoms, there's actually paintings in this game basically later that allow you to fast travel from one kingdom to another. Depending on how you choose to basically progress through the game, these paintings can change.
Oh, hello. Hi.
That was a very strange bonk. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That Goomba's going to get a raise. My God.
Really cornered me there.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the painting chain and stuff about like that later on, because that kind of plays into the post game. It's what makes the post game really fast as well. But yeah, the order of the paintings is going to change a little bit as a result of that.
Other than technically it is fast for now to select Lake first because it's a simple A press, but that's a pretty minor detail.
Yeah.
But we're going to be using the cheap capture here. You can actually press like 2 buttons at the same time to get a little spin. I don't know if this is ever actually really explained to you, but it makes the movement of the fish pretty fast.
And that's kind of the interesting thing about this game is that like you're not just controlling Mario, you're controlling like, in a casual playthrough you can control up to like 40 different characters basically. And some of them have hidden movement mechanics that the game never even tells you. Like it's in Chinese, but even if it was in English, you wouldn't know. Like you have to kind of play around and figure it out for yourself.
There's boss number 3.
Yeah, Mr. Rango right here, once again being able to cancel out those invincibility phases right there, with just by bouncing on his cap and then immediately jumping back up and getting in those extra hits. Very nicely done by Ganon.
Makes it look easy.
Yeah, the first time we fight these rabbits, they give us a multi-moon still. Our achievement gets recognized. Later on, there's refights of these guys, and the game isn't quite as generous anymore, but for now, we take the full reward.
Now, same thing as in Sand Kingdom. Before we leave Lake Kingdom, we actually only have 7 of the 8 moons that we need to leave in the first place. But also, we're going to do another little bit of a setup thing here. We're going to go look at a hint art. Now, these hint arts are just like pictures that are on the wall in a kingdom. You're going to see it right here. And it's going to look like kind of a useless thing to do. It's like, yeah, okay, there's a picture, great. What that picture does, though, is unlocks a moon in a different kingdom somewhere else. Now, you might be saying, well, you're speedrunners, you've played this game a million times, why don't you just go hit the ground pound spot? You know where it is, like, what are you doing? What are you wasting your time? Unfortunately, the game doesn't spawn that moon in until you've looked at the hint art.
Exactly,
so that's why we have to go out of the way to look at it.
Right, we will be referring to a different sort of hint art later in the run.
Yes.
Nintendo actually did some social media like advertisement of hint art later.
That's right.
They basically were having these little like 8-bit Luigis in the world. And they're actually quite powerful because if you ground pound those hidden spots and you don't have to look at anything because obviously the game can't check if you're on Twitter right now, they spawn this 8-bit Luigi, which basically just gives you free 200 coins. And we talked about the fact that coins will be important for us for multiple reasons, so we will be hitting some of those.
Yeah, and again, and I'll remind you again at the end, but you'll just look at the hint art before you leave this kingdom. After after Spewer, you'll go.
Yeah. Okay, I was confused as to how that was going to work. Yeah, the reason that that's important to go to Wooded first is because normally, with the pinning chain that we were talking about, Wooded comes before Sand, and you look at a hint art in the revisit to Wooded right before you go to the Sand Kingdom that spawns a moon in Sand. But with going to Lake first, Wooded appears after Sand, so I just have to make sure that I grab the hint art now before I leave.
And here's a very ominous location in the game that you wouldn't really see in a speed run because getting down here is really annoying. Like if you happen to stumble your way in here by accident, you'll know that just kind of how annoying the Deep Woods is. You get your map taken away, you get your compass taken away, and you can't warp out of here at all. So there's no, as a casual player, it's not a very good place to be, but coming down here in like one single visit just to grab a couple of fast moons just so happens to be really good.
Now you're gonna pick up this acorn right here, it's incredibly difficult actually. A lot of people probably don't know you can use it for this. This T-Rex, terrifying.
Hello.
Ow!
Just conk him right in the head.
You throw the acorn at his face, that does knock him out, and then you can capture him just like that. Very good stuff. Beautiful little roll cancel right there to go back into the T-Rex. And what's great about a T-Rex is it is life-size, actually the size of a TX. If you are anywhere close to a moon, you will pick it up, even if it's just with that hind leg back there.
Yeah, the hitbox of the T-Rex is absolutely massive.
I need to use it once again in order to break this final rock structure. Yeah, one more, and you're done with the Deep Woods. Gotcha.
So the only way to actually get out of here is basically to plant one of those bean stalks, and then they will take you out. Ganon goes for something extra special here, where he basically stands on the very top of the beanstalk and then spin pounds up to reach the loading zone as fast as possible. Just small optimization, but this is really what this game is all about.
Love this. Supposed to use the uproot capture, little onion boy right there to help you get to the top. Instead, just going to use the creativity of Mario.
And moving into another moon clip, same as the one in Cascade Kingdom. This time it's going to be hidden in a nut, but the idea is the same. So watch this.
Ooh, that looks good.
Looks good.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Slide.
The idea there is that you can kind of skip through the wall and then find a little alcove kind of landing in the inside or the out of bounds section, I suppose. Luckily in this category, it's not nearly as necessary to get that. Any percent kind of reroutes the entire kingdom around that trick, but this one is just to skip the gate, so not a whole lot was lost there.
You lose something like 7-8 seconds. That doesn't really matter here.
Yeah, of all the clips to miss, that was a pretty good one to miss.
Exactly, yeah.
Now going to destroy that, I guess, mini-boss right there, the Piranha Plant. Have some really good triple jump vectoring movement back there, and then intentionally do that, but also ground pound and dive into the wall, bonking to suspend yourself in the air and then land on top of the moon. Because when a moon initially gets there, wait a minute. No one knows when to do it on the story moves.
The music's a little bit.
All right, y'all need to organize how you're doing.
Kind of worked.
That was close enough.
All right, the whole reason we did this entire section is just to spawn this beautiful flower road that we will completely be skipping.
Hopefully, there we go.
One of the coolest jumps, honestly. But yeah, we still wanted obviously to get this moon out of the way again because we need to progress the story to eventually unlock that moon rock later.
I cannot understate just how beautiful speedrunners make the movement in this game look. Like, I love how much like platforms and like pathways and things that the game gives you that we just kind of are like, yeah. No.
Yeah, speaking of that, yeah, there's a P-switch there, and it's like, nah, don't really feel like that right now. Do use this one though.
Yeah, love this little strat right here where you get a moon where all of a sudden and then you come over here and you actually shake, flicking the upper up on top and then decapturing it to jump into the moon high up in the air. Beautiful series of 2 moons right there. And now we got another boss we need to take out, Spewer.
Also some cool movement here, if I can get it. Hello.
This is so close you do that at my god.
Yeah, very nice bounce there. Now, this is Speward, and he has a name for a reason.
Well,
we won't
he
really
sure
see
would.
the reason.
Yeah,
is the
he sure
thing.
would.
We're actually,
He would be spewing, but we don't really let him.
Yeah, he's just, just kind of there. He's just Earth.
There we go.
Very
Just
satisfying ways to take out these bosses.
All right, now where are y'all clapping on the multi-moon? This is like an entire song. I want to hear the creativity. Yeah, that's right.
Nailed it.
Oh no, this is easy, no?
Maybe there.
I would have done it there.
Yeah, maybe there. I think that's probably the play.
All right, so all of the kingdoms that we've been going through so far, we've been doing what's called
Hint
World
art.
Peace.
Thank you.
Yes, don't forget the hint.
I would have
Good-
forgotten.
Good call. We've been doing something that's called World Peace, and World Peace is basically just like completing the main story objective in every kingdom and then moving on. And once we've done that, we've achieved World Peace, right? But we're actually going to leave it for Wooded Kingdom right now, and that's because the boss fight, the ending boss fight of Wooded Kingdom, is sitting like way high up at the top of the kingdom, kind of out of the way. So we're actually going to come back later to get to that boss, just because it'll be a little bit faster for us. So we're only doing Wooded halfway through.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually really convenient. When you take the painting to Wooded in post-game, it just puts you right by the ending phases of World Peace.
Exactly.
So with that, we are making our way up to what is supposed to be next. Metro Kingdom, I think, is canonically where we're supposed to go, but
Yeah.
we might get stopped along the way. Let's hear 1 or 2 donations, Nukkuler, before we get there.
We are getting so much love for this run. It's $27.27 from Dragon Z saying, incredibly surreal to see one of my best friends running my favorite game on the GDQ stage. Best of luck, Ganon. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you so much.
Also have $5 from Shadow Strider 190 saying, was looking forward to this Mario Odyssey run all day. My son and I are watching this now and are super excited to see Dangers on the couch.
Hi.
Shout out Dangers.
It's so good to see GDQ in person again, and I wish I could be there. Hopefully next time. Love y'all, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
All right,
do
we're
wanna
talking about
point
Hintars,
out-
right, Lim?
True. Hint us. Hopefully we will be hitting this one. Can actually,
Nope.
yeah, this one can be pretty hard to hit. It's like in a very precise spot there in the Cloud Kingdom. We wanted to hit this little Luigi there to get the coins. I did want to point out the nice little cloud boost that Ganon got there. Basically being boosted by the cloud platform to even reach this fight.
That was super nice.
Yeah, so since I missed the hint art in Cloud, I'm just going to get a backup one in Lost anyways, which is the next kingdom, so you can just talk about it then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. We can also briefly talk about the way Ganon was even doing this fight, basically intentionally getting hit there to then backflip into the head. Usually you're supposed to like catch the head with your head, but we basically skipped that part.
That's right.
And there is like a lot of precision to that. It's not just be on top of the cap and do it. You kind of got to wait till you are right of center of the cap so you capture it. Otherwise, you would give it back to Bowser. So there's a lot of precise timing there. Speaking of precise things, we're here in Lost Kingdom.
I love
this
Lost.
this is maybe my favorite kingdom in the speedrun right here, where what the game wants to happen is Cappy to get captured by this bird Klepto. But instead, we're going to do that beautiful movement off of the meme tree right there. Yeah, beautifully done.
See, the thing is,
We're doing it.
Ganon actually told me this earlier, but he actually did hold the record for the Koopa free running stage of Lost before, and that shows here. That's actually like really high level movement up here. Koopa free running, by the way, being like these little mini game stages where you have to do a certain section of the game as fast as possible, and the movement for this like even further than normal speedruns usually.
Yeah. The same thing like as versus like a time trial versus a speed run, I guess.
Yeah, wanted to make sure Ganon did not hit that checkpoint because we're actually going to go for one of the, I believe, 4 instances of death abuses in this run. Where it'll just drop right down because Ganon got the checkpoint up on top of the mountain. That will warp them back up to the top, saving a handful of seconds over manually doing it.
Exactly.
Yep. And the top kingdom checkpoint in Lost is like overpowered. You know you have access to basically the entire kingdom. You can get anywhere you need to.
Now jumping out. Now I talked about Klepto, that bird from earlier, where we're about to see him. Supposed to have Cappy, thinks he has Cappy right now. We're gonna trick him to thinking we're in the chase sequence. By actually walking up here, you now hear the chase music. He thinks he's in a state where he has captured Cappy. Beautiful movement right here where he's actually waiting. This is tricking that little beetle right there into shooting out towards the cage. We're now going to see a moon just sitting up on top of this tree. Beautifully done because of that stall that Ganon did back there.
Yeah, that was really funny. I hit the hard part and I just rolled straight. No, that's okay. We spawn at the top. You can get down there really easily.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically that moon that was sitting on the trees and was not supposed to be just sitting there. You couldn't see it, but Ganon was basically manipulating everything in a way that that cage that was usually covering the moon was already broken.
Exactly. And now we die intentionally.
Yeah, that one is on purpose.
Yeah.
And we did also briefly, and kind of skipped over it, see Ganon hit that little 2D Luigi in the ground, so he is about 200 coins richer now.
Yep.
We will be heading over to this island here, and we are bringing our friend Glydon. And the last moon that we're going to be getting, and Lost is actually one of the trickiest ones in the kingdom. It's
I love this one.
Extremely precise jump, or basically sequence of jumps, that's going to allow you to get this key without the wiggler that the game intends you to use for this. And this is really hard, especially
really
because
hard.
Ganon is going for like the extreme version of this, where you long jump towards the moon, then throw your cap back, dive into the moon, and then you want to. And this is what we actually we see. This is basically the same thing we saw earlier with the bullet bill. We call these like capture warps. We will basically throw Cappy back, perform an action, and then shake so Cappy will home into the capture like this, and we can teleport back. We just gotta grab the key now as well.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Ooh, that's gonna be
Very
beautiful. Your chin is gonna be on the purple soda right there and then warp back. Very nicely done.
All right. Finally, should be out of Lost? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Out of one-hit death hell.
Yeah, this kingdom, as fun as it is as a speed run, it also
nerve-wracking.
very commonly destroys runs.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
will be coming back to this kingdom, just like most every kingdom you see in this run. There will be a second visit where there's going to be even more we're going to be doing here. And Lost 2 is also very hard.
That's right. The only kingdoms that don't get a revisit are the ones that don't connect to the painting chain. Or actually, that's not true. You do visit some of the bigger ones that don't connect to the painting chain. But Cloud and Ruined, they're kind of like what the revisits of those ones.
There's
they
not much
might
to
have
do
like
there
5
as well.
moves.
Yeah, there's not much to do.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot. So
Exactly.
Now we get some of my favorite movement in the run. We got Night Metro right here. There is going to be a massive daytime Metro segment. But first of all, there's not many moons that are actually spawned in right now. Just needs to get to the Mecha Wiggler boss fight right here. Into a triple-double movement right there. Into the spin throw, diving, extending that spin throw even further to capture that pylon. Now some very sexy movement right here.
ooh, the Shrine bounce. Love to see that.
God, love the
Speaking,
energy of that triple jump right there.
Speaking of spin throws, actually real quickly, that's another small way to basically make use of the motion controls this game offers. I'm pretty sure we're going to see it again here. Yep, basically a spin throw that you do by kind of like shaking your controller to the side. Goes out further when you throw Cappy, so you can capture objects that are further away faster. So whenever you want to capture something that's far away, a spin throw is usually ideal.
That's right.
Dangerous, I'm going to give you this room right here. It's so good.
Oh, do we love it. We're going to jump right across. Now, this is supposed to be like a vertical platforming stage of sorts, but if you just kind of come over here to these poles, you can actually wall jump off the pole and the wall next to it and just wall jump all the way to the top like this.
Exactly. It's kind of funny. You can just skip literally everything with those two poles.
Yeah, another skip coming up here. One of the fewer instances of the long jump. Usually you want to avoid long jumps occasionally in this game because they do slow Mario down. But
Yep.
sometimes they are the best option. Here we basically skip the rest of the room by just long jumping over.
Exactly. You
Momentum
don't,
preservation is like the most important thing in this game for the most part. And yeah, long jumping is like useful because it gets you a far distance, but it does kind of bring you back down to zero first.
yeah, that's basically what I was going to say. So.
Beautiful first cycle right there. 9 orbs here in phase 1. And whichever one you hit will also damage the ones touching it. Therefore, optimally in 3 shots, bang, 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 that's already cycle 1 down. Now, Ganon's going to go for the 2 cycle right here. And a little bit of optimization going on in this fight. You're seeing Ganon actually go into the corners. That's so the Mechawiggler has the least distance traveled in between buildings. So this phase is over with as quickly as possible. Now just simply getting it over to this building, because this is where it's going to eventually move over to where you're going to go for phase 2. There is some RNG here, some randomness of what kind of movement pattern Ganon could get. So has to react to whatever he sees right here. Getting kind of a wonky pattern right there, but now it's coming down the center side.
Oh, this is weird. No, we're good.
Hey, that works.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, that happened. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we talked about this in the practice room. Apparently, there's 22 different
22
patterns, and,
Oh, wow.
and some runners know like all of them and name them. Like
Yeah,
this is
they
how
named them.
optimized the game is at this point.
It's really funny. There's a spreadsheet that just has all the Wiggler patterns, like, and it has diagrams of like where to shoot it optimally. It's super
Crazy.
cool.
What makes it super awkward is that you can get a lot of patterns where the Mechawiggler will kind of coil
Overlaps,
into
yeah.
itself.
Cross over itself.
I liked that. I think that was
good.
planning. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's the one.
I thought that was good. Y'all have a coach. Teach you. No. So yeah, that can make for some awkward patterns right there, kind of how you react to it. But Ganon did great. I don't know how that last shot worked, but that's fine.
I don't know either, so don't ask me.
Now, this is definitely a fan favorite. Daytime in Metro. Obviously, heavily used in the promotional material of this game, and for a reason, because this kingdom has like a little bit of everything. It's definitely very fun.
Including being one of the kingdoms with the most moons in it. I think Sand Kingdom has more, and Mushroom Kingdom has a little bit more, just kind of by like, through a technicality that we'll talk about a little bit later. Metro is a big kingdom. It's got a lot of things to do. Just about any kind of setup thing that we've been talking about so far is going to exist in Metro Kingdom 2. So you see planting seeds.
Best moon in the game right
True.
here.
My
Bench
friend.
friend.
Bench friends.
Yeah, also talking about the seeds again quickly. Usually these moons in like any run that doesn't revisit kingdoms, with a slight exception in any percent, are obviously quite useless because they take sometimes up to 20 minutes to grow, but they're actually ideal for us here because we're going to be back later anyway. So when we get back, the seed will just be grown and we get a free moon.
Exactly.
Yeah, a little fun fact for you as well is that the timing for those seeds goes off of the switch clock. So if you're impatient at home, and you're thinking about like growing those seed moons and you don't want to wait around for 20 minutes or go and do something else, you can actually just go into your switch clock, set it forward an hour, and the seed will start growing right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny to watch. But now our objective here is basically to gather the 4 musicians for the big new Dong City festival.
Yeah.
And not only will they all give us a single story moon, but again, also progress the story to where we want it.
Yep. Also, I just want to mention another little, it's not even really movement, just sort of optimization I've been doing. When I talk to a couple of NPCs, I'll go into first person mode before I talk to them, and that just makes the camera pan a little faster. So it makes them start talking a little bit faster. Doesn't work on every NPC, so you'll see me not do it on a couple, but that,
But that's up.
yeah, that musician was a good example of it.
Another hint art right there. Luigi popping out. You can see that coin counter in the top left flying up. Another type of hint art right here. That'll be for Lake Kingdom much, much later in the run.
Yep.
Can we Owen tip? I love the new
Yeah.
Donkians. They're so good.
Nice.
We're getting a little bit better
Okay.
out there.
Yeah.
Think we got it.
After 500 of these, we'll know what we're doing.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Until we get to Mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Jingle.
God.
Oh, you just reminded me. No.
So true.
All right. Can we get the dunk straight in the pot?
Nope. Oh. a little far.
close enough.
There we go.
Off the rim.
That's okay. Yeah, that's actually, it was a little more awkward than I'm used to because I usually grab different seeds there.
Yeah,
I grabbed the
right.
wrong seed at the beginning, so wasn't exactly as prepared for that movement as I normally am, which is why I missed it, but relatively small time loss.
So with that, we have assembled an entire band right there. They're ready to rock out, but they also need power from the power generators, so we're going to the sewers. I love the creative usage of the actual little poles right there to flick yourself and go into that instant sort of P speed.
And now we're supposed to go through the sewers. There's like a maze associated with the sewers, but instead Ganon's going to do this.
It's a little difficult. Give me a couple.
Yeah, so this is basically what Nintendo actually actively tried to remove from the game in this patch. This is called a roll cancel clip. You basically beautiful.
Very nice. That is a lot harder than you think it is.
It is very difficult on this patch. You basically cancel your roll by throwing your cap away, and then you can basically go through the wall. But Ganon is now actually going to leave the room again because there's another room pretty close to this area. Very nice move. Genius.
That was so filthy. That was
That
so
movement
good.
was amazing.
And then we just go right back. But yeah, it still ends up saving time doing that clip there because the maze section is quite a bit bigger and also has a different cutscene, a different like loading screen transition. So
Exactly.
And there's a lot of really cool movement tech going on in that room just now. And you've kind of seen them as we've been going along. A question that I get when I play this game a lot is like, sometimes you're just like rolling along and then you just throw Cappy out to the side. Like, what is the purpose of that? And it's not actually the cap throw, it's the roll cancel is what Ganon is doing. So by pressing two buttons at the same time, you can kind of cancel your roll rather than waiting for it to finish or long jumping out of it. And it throws Cappy to the side as a byproduct. But runners have gotten so optimized and so good at this game that they can actually use that part to their advantage as well. So that was what that was. Ganon rolled towards the wall, canceled the roll, and threw Cappy to the side, and then bounced off of Cappy to continue going where they needed to go.
Exactly.
All while maintaining full momentum.
And now one of the most beautiful parts of this game that we get to do in this run, because again, we need to restore world peace, and this is what does it, the New Donk City Festival. Not only do we get great soundtrack here, but we will also be collecting some coins and some moons.
Yep, I love this part of the game.
Oh, this is also going to be an
brings a
interesting
smile to my
clap
face.
again, because we get like a whole new song here, so I'm excited to hear what the...
Oh, the
this will be good.
multi-moon, yeah.
Well, we'll let y'all just enjoy the song.
That's right.
Here we go, off the rails. But you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew.
So we got some people who know the song.
Yeah, there's a secret moon here, and again, this counts actually as one of those 8-bit moons. Again, we will be talking to Toadette a lot later, so we get to explain a little bit better then, but yeah. Gotta keep some of those objectives in mind as we collect the moons.
Jump up in the air.
Uh-oh.
All right, playing
Gotta be
fast
a
and
little
loose. Let's see.
careful. No, it should
You're
be good.
fine.
Yep.
We
Everything's
are
good.
chilling.
Ooh, okay, there we go.
Nicely done, Festival.
Yep. Here's another first-person instance, but there it's actually not to save time. It's just that there's an issue with Mario jumping there a lot. So when you're in first person, you can't actually jump. So it just makes it so that I talk to her. That was close enough. You guys had it. You guys had it.
I'd say.
We might have to schedule another rehearsal to get that one down.
All right, now we get to make another choice.
Not quite. 2 more moons.
Before we leave.
Right.
Yeah, another super fun one of kind of like the capture warps right here. Throw out Cappy, say, you wait there for just a second, buddy.
Yeah, another thing that's cool about that one is that the motion control that you do there is kind of a double purpose because I'm rolling, but shaking the controller also homes Cappy in on that pylon.
That's right.
So it does both.
And this right there is the tourist we talked about earlier.
That's right.
They would not have been here had we not talked to them and sent prior. So now they're going to be moving on again.
And again, kind of going out of the way, right? Like the Odyssey was there. We could have just powered it up right away. But, you know, it's just faster for us
Gotta
to kind of
keep
go
moving,
out of the way, grab the tourist, and then the tourist will be in the next location that we need
Exactly.
later on in the run.
A lot of what's fun about this run is that your goal is to get to 500 as quickly as you can. Not 100, not 200, not 300. So a lot of what Ganon is doing in this first part of the run is just set up for getting moons really, really, really fast in the post game.
That's right. Yeah.
Right,
and
now we made that choice.
another choice here. In Darker Side, it doesn't matter which one you choose, really. You can kind of just mash on through. It depends on what category you're playing, though. All Moons tends to kind of change that up a little bit more. Had we been playing All Moons and we picked Wooded second, then that would have been a really big
That would
problem.
have been really, really bad.
And same thing with here. If we had picked Snow first, it would have been a big problem. But yeah, nothing to really report on with this decision. We can just mash right through.
Yeah.
With that, we got another big clip coming up here in just about a minute, but I think we have enough time for one donation, Nukkuler, if you got a good one right here.
I do have one here that I am going to need a little help from our audience with. It's $15 from a Power Moon saying da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Beautiful.
That was
Perfectly
like
in time with the game,
my
actually.
action.
That was actually really good.
That was
I just
insane.
realized.
That was a 2-for-1. That was the deal right there.
The combo.
Speaking of deals, we will be buying a moon here, and before you obtain world peace in the kingdom, I think it's actually before you like beat the game, you're only allowed to buy a single moon per shop, and this is what we will be doing. You can actually technically buy more moons later, which is not allowed in this run because it's just there's like its own run for that to be used. But yeah, basically 1 moon per kingdom. It's a fast moon, and again, will cost us 100 coins, which is why we have been collecting them.
All right. Ganon is going to attempt a 3rd moon clip right here. That looks
good.
Perfect.
And this one is very useful.
Very important, yeah. This one saves in the ballpark of like minutes because, yeah. Clap for that one, absolutely. Round of applause
That's
for
like
that one.
12 moons right there. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to be revisiting Snow and going into those little hallways that unlock this area, but it's faster for us to just kind of skip all of that right now.
You'll see,
Yeah, because part of what makes the post-game really fast is something called the Moon Rock. The Moon Rock is something that you break after you've achieved peace in that kingdom that kind of unlocks a brand new pool of moons that are really fast. And those hallways each have one extra after you've broken open that Moon Rock. So it doesn't really benefit us to go into there just yet.
So you can already see the movement.
Whoa. Hello.
Yeah, it's a little hard to control. Sometimes you just want to slam it up against walls and kind of ping pong your way down the hallway.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite strats, the pinball strat there. In the,
Also, maybe for the people watching online, you can give them like a rough estimate how long you usually take to complete this race. Maybe people can put in some guesses.
About
you know?
51 to 55 seconds.
Okay, I mean, maybe someone in chat will get it
to
right
the hundredth of a
frame.
second.
That would be quite impressive. But yeah, definitely one of the more fun ways to obtain world peace in the kingdom. Just a little race.
Right. I don't know why this brings peace to the kingdom.
They need this bound bowl to happen. It's important to the Jexvroks.
And Mario needs to win.
Otherwise, there will never be peace.
There will never be peace. It is not an option.
Almost a 17 on lap 1. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, obviously, as you can see, the optimization of it, trying to hit off the walls, trying to like get those perfect angles to cut corners as well as you can. With that, we got 1 lap left. Nukkuler, you got a few more donations for us. Give us 2 or 3 this time.
All right, I have $25 from Muso for Hire saying, Ganon is smashing one of my favorite speedrun categories, and it's only getting started. Has anyone else noticed they're going so fast their Switch is now in the year 2044?
Oh, I forgot to explain that before the run. But
It is in 2044, isn't it?
yeah, pretty much. So there's a thing you can do in this game. We were talking about the seeds growing called daylight savings time abuse, where basically you make the Switch clock jump forward using daylight savings time in a time zone, and it makes a seed grow. That's
Basically, you
what
don't
that
have
is.
to go back into your clock because the time will change at that specific time anyway, so
Exactly.
the seed will automatically grow.
Yeah.
Very, very clever use of that trick and of the way that the Switch clock works.
So if you ever want to get an alternative idea for playtime hours for a speedrunner of Odyssey, how many years into the future are they?
True.
I am a good 20-something years into the future.
Now, do got to get a few more moons here in Snow before we leave. Got to have those initial 10 just to pay getting out of here. You're coming over here for one of our first bunnies of the game. And bunnies, man, if you miss them, you lose an hour.
That's
we would
very
well
true.
overestimate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they learn from Mips.
And speaking of, I'm telling you, birds, bunnies, fish,
Fishing.
they're somehow all the worst moons in this game. All right.
Okay.
Okay, he noticed.
Nice.
First try,
That is-
legendary.
That is completely random, by the way. I just want to point that out. The amount of times that I've been on good runs and lost like 30 seconds to the lake fish is...
Yeah, I don't even know if I should feel good about this
bad.
because I feel like if this fish is nice, I'm like scared of the lake
Yeah.
fish.
the lake fish is...
Fish karma will get you eventually.
Surely, it just has to. It's just it's the way of the game.
3 total fish that we're gonna have to pull out of the water throughout the course of this run. 1 down, perfect RNG. But now we're on our way to Seaside Kingdom. Let's get in 2 more donations before we get into the meat potatoes of Seaside.
All right, we got $100 from Dest saying, there once was an Italian plumber. For Bowser, he was quite a bummer. He collected many moons and heard some great tunes, for it was done by a speed runner. Love watching the run get destroyed live. Good luck and do the XD skip.
Okay. I mean, they donated $100. I think I have to.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I have
well.
to. It's
Got
okay.
to. It's for the charity. You know?
True. XD skip for charity. I got you. Someone remind me of Moon just in case.
Yeah. So these rooms are originally basically supposed to be a test of the Pro Controller's Extreme Rumble feature. You're basically supposed to kind of get a feel for where the moon is. The controller will vibrate accordingly. But obviously, no hint out needed there. Runners just know where to ground pound.
Yeah, and it's also, those Rumble rooms can be a nightmare if you play without Rumble.
Right.
Because then you're just kind of like,
Just don't know what's
okay,
happening.
well, also, what am I doing?
Same thing with the fishing, by the way, too. The fishing is, it's a rumble thing. You're supposed to be feeling your controller to know.
Just,
To note, I'm very impressed when runners have really good seed movement. It's so hard to move Mario
right.
well
It's
while
the
you're having to
worst.
carry this package up a mountain.
Right, this might be a little bit confusing at first. We will be getting this moon, but not actually obtaining it quite yet, because we will also be starting our journey towards world peace in Seaside, where we have to defeat a very infamous boss with one of the most glorious names in the entire game.
Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. My favorite boss, probably just because of what its name is.
yeah. I don't even know if I know it off the top of my head.
Oh, that's okay. I got you. It's Brigadier Mollusk Glinter, the 3rd Defendable Blaine.
There you go.
Yep.
What he said.
That's not a joke.
That's
No,
not a
it's
joke. That is
actually-
actually the
actually the
canonical.
name.
Canonically.
Yeah, that is the name. I just call him Mollusk. It's like,
I call him the Seaside boss.
That works.
can I make it?
Right
It's
now,
gonna be close. You're gonna have to pop.
Nope.
Nope.
It's okay. Oh, hello.
Oh, we might. He'll get the water back.
I got this. Gotta wiggle him.
the good
Okay.
old Gushin. This is actually what we are controlling right now. But yeah,
Yep.
basically they have a little bit of a water tank, and every time you actually collect the moon with them, it also refreshes.
Yeah, and something important to note is that their height is capped at whatever you've landed on. So
Exactly.
that's why we had to use that stone pillar to kind of raise
Refresh
ourselves
it,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a hidden painting platform in this kingdom. The paintings connect all the kingdoms, right? Usually there's one painting that's kind of up in the air somewhere, out of reach. But you can actually use that trick with the Gushins to reach that platform anyway.
Yep.
Now, a theme of this kingdom right here. Oh, we're gonna get this moon now,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
I was not supposed to. I was
Yeah.
supposed to miss it again. Oops. Well, that ruins the joke. My bad.
No, we're good. We're good. You ruined my
Whoops.
joke.
Sorry.
Now, a theme of Seaside 1 generally is that you are babysitting the Gushin the entire time.
This is very true.
So you see this water it has right now. Again, it like Flood and Super Mario Sunshine, it'll run out. But every single time you get a moon or it goes through a checkpoint, that will refill its water. Every time, like we were saying right there, you land on a platform, that resets its maximum height.
You can actually kind of hear the sound there, of it refilling.
And now you got to babysit it by making sure it doesn't scare Captain Todd.
Yeah, and you also drop it down onto a lower platform. If the Gushin is too close to a story moon when you collect it, it despawns, which is actually what I used earlier in the kingdom to make it respawn back where I wanted it. But here, I dropped it far enough away from the moon so that it wouldn't despawn, because I actually do need it.
Again, and you will be using it even more when we actually do fight the boss.
Exactly. Also, I'm gonna do something that looks kind of weird. I'm gonna recapture it right now, but that's just so it doesn't despawn. I messed up the movement a little bit, and it's really tight on the timer. Basically, after you have left it uncaptured for a little bit, it will just go poof and leave.
Yep.
So, gotta make sure I keep that around, because it does make these next few moons very fast.
Yeah, unironically, you're losing 20 plus seconds in this area right here by not being able to just fly through the air.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, very clever use of the basically free moon refill. Also, we saw Ganon collect a checkpoint there, and sometimes we will be warping back to those later, but this is actually another instance of one of those achievement moons later.
Capture
We need a
little
certain
fast.
amount of checkpoints to be obtained to get one of those very fast moons later from to that.
Exactly. So I'm gonna collect a few extra checkpoints that I wouldn't need. And I think there's 28 that you need to like warp back to with the current route, but you need to get 40 for Toadette. So I'm just gonna get 12 that are in the way.
And usually they're right in the way, so you don't really lose any time to them. And those Toadette moons you can get within like 7 seconds, so it
Yeah.
ends up being like a really fast moon for 500.
Exactly.
And this is the last button that we need to press here to actually trigger the boss.
Oh, that vault was
That
lovely.
vault was so good. Cap vaults being activated by having Cap be out in the ground and then rolling into it, giving you that little flippy-do in the air.
Looks beautiful, but definitely most aesthetically pleasing trick.
For sure.
But now we've got, what's this boss's name again?
Brigadier Moss Cleanser, the third defendable Blaine.
Yes, we got him right here in 3 phases. He's got lava on his head. That has to hurt. But we're gonna, first of all, use 1 phase right there to knock it out. For the 2nd phase here, we're actually going to intentionally sandbag. You'll notice in the 3rd phase, you could actually decapture the Gushin right here and just ground pound the head, ending it instantly. But it's actually 4 seconds faster to do all that half damage right there, bait him over towards the hot spring side, then doing the rest of the 2nd hit, and then he will immediately go into his 3rd hit.
Exactly. He actually clips through the island here, which he is not supposed to do.
Beautiful.
Beautifully
Very well done.
If he had done the ground pound for the 2nd hit, he would have said, see ya, and went all
Yeah.
the way back around the kingdom.
It's so much time loss. Sometimes randomly there, he will actually just do that anyways.
Yep.
You just lose 20 seconds.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if out there in the audience if we've got the timing down for this multi-moon. I want to see.
I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to feel it.
That's a negative.
People going early.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Nice. It was more like a wave kind of.
Yeah.
We're in
some kingdoms left.
seaside. It's theming.
Yeah, you know.
Anyways, donations. Let's read them. Nukkuler, you got any? There haven't really been any donations, I think.
Spike, you'd be surprised. People are loving this run. Lots of donations. I have $100 from Shay saying, hey, Ganon, just here to remind you to do the long jump out of the crates. Seriously, though, love you, buddy. And good luck on the run. You've got this.
Only a couple of people will get that one, but that's an inside joke that haunted me for almost a year. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, Shay.
We got time for 1-2 more.
Awesome. I have $100 from the Crank Machine saying, this run seems to be going peachy. The game has such a high skill cappy. Amazing that my internet Bowser hasn't crashed from how amazing this stream is.
What?
Internet Bowser.
I'll get back with more puns. I promise they'll be goom better.
That was a good one. I like that one.
That one was good. I still don't get the Bowser one. Anyways, this is the timer challenge. We're going to jump out over the pool of Pepto-Bismol right here to get that beautiful spin pound right there and cut out 2 wall kicks. Beautiful movement.
I love Luncheon Kingdom. I think it's probably like my favorite aesthetic kingdom because it does something extremely unique. You know, when you get to the end of any game, what can you expect to see? A lava level, right? Lava is like the one indicator that the game is getting to the end and it's getting scary. This is a lava level, but they've disguised it as this, whatever this is. I don't know, giant food kingdom.
Food kingdom.
Yeah, I just think it's really charming. I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
Also, Speward again. This is the second time we're fighting Speward, but it's way harder because the arena is a rectangular shape.
Exactly. It ramps up the difficulty so much. I was struggling with that a lot.
I know. It
It
looked
is-
really tough.
Yeah.
It is really unfortunate with that big moon lava cave at the end of the run, though. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that later.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
That's
there
very
is
sad,
some
very sad.
scary lava coming up. I forgot about that. That's true.
That's very true.
That's so true.
But yeah, now we only get 1 moon from Spirit. We got 3 earlier, but I guess the game knows we should be able to deal with this guy now, so now you only get 1. But it's fine. We still need to do this because you'll see here, this will once again progress the kingdom a little further.
And Luncheon is a very progressive kingdom in general. Everything that you're doing in this kingdom is kind of opening it up and transforming it as you go along.
So progressive, dude.
Very progressive.
Very progressive.
Now gonna try to go for the insta capture right here. By getting Cappy behind a capturable target that has like a hat on him, like their cute little chef hats right here, you can then knock the hat off and capture him in one motion, making for those beautiful insta captures.
Also, genius enemy in general, the pan bro. The evolution from the classic hammer bro, but because we're in Luncheon Kingdom, they throw pans.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this game is loaded on bros. You got the basic hammer bros, you got the fire bros, you got the pan bros.
No boomerang
Bros for
bros in
days.
this game.
No boomer bros.
That's true.
You gotta go to Galaxy 2 for those ones.
And now we got another one of my favorite captures in the game, the lava bubbles right here. Canonically, that's what they're called, lava bubbles, not photoboos.
It's in the lore.
It's in the lore.
It is. If you go into the capture list, they're called lava bubbles.
I can't really prove that since I'm in Chinese, but it's,
There are some viewers out there who would be able to back me up there. And you're generally going to see, you can have these kind of slower, big vertical jumps right here, but you can also do these spin jumps to kind of corkscrew your way across the Pepto-Bismol right now.
Exactly. Basically, you want to be doing these smaller jumps pretty much anywhere that you don't need to gain height with the photoboo, just because they're a little faster. You go a little farther faster. But in a lot of instances, you do need height with the lava bubble. So you do use the slightly slower but way higher jump.
Lava bubbles aside, we also have, in my opinion, the best capture in the game coming up here soon.
I would have to agree.
I would have to agree as well. I'm on board with that. Hello.
The steak.
The meat.
The meat.
The meat! If there is a mustache on your meat, please put it back.
That's very true.
You probably don't want to eat that.
That is a problem.
That's some good life advice from Spikevegeta.
But our boss didn't think so, because they threw us right into their soup.
Yeah, I'm
But,
not eating that soup. Sorry.
There we go. That was good.
That was really good.
Well done. Well done.
Right, Spike keeps making fun of us. We need to work this out.
So that's only the halfway point. We got thrown into a soup, and now the soup is getting angry. So we still have to go deal with the Cookatiel.
Yep.
So, got to make our way back over there.
Cookatiel being the angry bird that we just saw. And in my opinion, one of the most annoying boss fights in the game to deal with.
Yes.
Mollusk and Cookatiel are just pretty bad, and they're in back-to-back kingdoms.
Meanwhile, we're going to be picking up a few easier moons right here, looking at another hint art. I think before we get into the inside the volcano area right here, let's read one quick donation.
I've got $100 from the bench friend saying, "Hey Mario, how are you? I just wanted to check in and see how things are going. Hope you're still the same chill guy who likes to slow things down and sit on benches with strangers. You're keeping it slow, right? Right?
Yes.
Surely.
It's very important to me that you aren't getting caught up in the fast-paced hustle of the modern world."
My bad.
Thank you, bench friend.
Surely Mario isn't going fast right now.
Yeah. Oh, well,
That loading zone just said, I'm not participating tonight.
yeah. It's okay. We all need some time off.
Now dropping down, going back into the cubby hole right here, corkscrewing directly into the moon. And there's a lot, we haven't really brought it up, but there's a lot of subtle movement that Ganon is doing by turning their camera all over the place. Because as is the case with a lot of video games, a lot of Nintendo games in general, wait a minute. With a lot, even Ganon's doing it now. During the story moons, you got time.
True.
Is that if something is not on camera, it does not exist. So if Ganon doesn't get a moon on screen, a lot of times you'll just see Mario go straight through it because that's fully loaded on screen.
Also, I turned the camera down at the beginning of that sub area because it puts the lava pillars at the end off screen so they don't move, and I'm able to get on the lava pillar faster.
And after we talked about subtle movement, we have one of the, in my opinion, coolest movements.
It's so good.
Going up to the boss fight.
Yeah, I also had Luncheon Kingdom Koopa free running world record at some point.
Which is like the craziest one. Here we actually have something pretty cool. Oh no, this hasn't even come up yet.
Oh, it's so
Beautiful.
good.
Nicely done.
That's just proof. What's fun about that movement is that is exactly what the Koopa free running segment is.
Yeah,
is
right.
You just do that and
Right.
you get it in like, what, 12, 13 seconds? again?
It's down to like 9 now.
My,
Nine.
yeah,
Oh my God.
my last record was 965. Now I think record is 934.
Holy.
So,
What are you even doing there?
lots of funny. There's a funny like frame perfect thing at the beginning. There's lots of cool stuff. Shoutouts to Koopa Freerunners, honestly. Those guys are crazy.
I agree. Very fun to watch. But we got the crocodile fight now, and basically, depending on the phase, we are going to have to deal with a different sort of pattern from Crocodile's attack. There, for now, we were basically just swimming up, but now we got like some singles that we're gonna get a jump up on.
Forward jump?
Ooh, the
Very
forward jump.
clean. Very clean.
And this is what happens when you eat meat with a mustache.
You become the soup.
You become the meat in the soup.
Okay, maybe now I'll eat those. Just move the mustache out of the way.
Gotta fish that out of there first.
A little bit of seasoning. Anyways, that's disgusting. Let's read some donations.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, I've got $7.27 from Pistachio Piper saying, hey, Ganon, good luck on the run. Shame I couldn't be there, but I'm supporting you in spirit. Shoutouts to Kerbis54 and Manouche for making this run possible.
True.
And remember, don't do the long jump out of crate.
Oh my God! Wait, now I have conflicting. Donations. What do I do?
This is gonna get down to the wire.
Oh no. Well, that's like the long jump out of crates. If I were to do it, is like 2.5 hours into the run too. So that's like
There's some time to decide.
I've got some time to think on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Flash Bid War. We're doing
I
right.
need to know
That's
everyone's
one
opinions. So send in your donations. And should we or should we not long jump out of crate box?
99.99% of the audience is like, I have no idea what this means.
But take
This
my
is what
money.
makes it good, you know?
That's right.
Save the animals. I don't know. All right, now speaking, same as we saw with Cloud Kingdom earlier, we're supposed to be going to Bowser's Kingdom, but we're going to get cut off at the pass. They're going to be knocking down the Odyssey, and we need to take out Medir from Dark Souls 3 in order to get back in there. So real quick, we're going to be getting one fast moon from here with some fun triple jumping with some vectoring, grabbing a bunch of coins along the way.
Right.
Fun little backflip right there. And we pop into this boss fight right here where we're going to be able to get another little Toad hint art for 200 more coins.
We reached the lands between.
And now, nothing too special about this boss fight, even if though it is very extravagant. Not a whole lot can really be said. It's a very scripted fight. You just kind of dodge the wheels of electricity that are happening here. Ganon's going to take an intentional damage boost on top of the head, and that's just because the whole objective of each of these phases is to pull all of the swords out so that the crown is removed, and then you can do a ground pound. Just going to be repeating this 2 more times, so plenty of time for donations for this.
Right, surely no one has ever died here.
I've never done that.
No, never.
For sure.
Especially not in a race. Never. But yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
getting a lot of
Victoria.
love for this run. $100 from Jesse Lockhart saying, absolutely loving this Odyssey run right now. Ganon is making the run look so smooth and so easy, and the commentary is top tier. Also, so overjoyed to hear the audience interaction with each moon get. And the chat is joining in and doing their best. The energy of this event is giving me life. Same, Jesse. Big, big same.
I feel that.
Also have $100 from Bookworm42 saying, gotta love the audience's participation runs. We're clapping along at home too. Also have $50 from Kung Fu Fruit Cup saying, love seeing best girl in this game, Pauline. You all know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
No.
Good luck on the rest of the run, Ganon. You're doing great, and so is the couch. Get those moons.
That one's a little callback to right before this run. We were in the green room. We were talking about who is the best princess.
Right, the Pauline incident.
Yes.
I think we specifically asked, all right, what's Princess Peach's best outfit in this game? She's like, Pauline is the best. We were like, that is not a qualifying answer.
That was so funny. Just like completely ignoring your initial question, just starting a completely different debate.
We can get in like 2 more donations because we're making our way to Bowser's.
Awesome. We have $100 from Anonymous saying, GDQ is always filled with really cool stuff, but this Mario run goes beyond to be actually beautiful. Ganon is on another level here, and I'm loving it.
Thank you.
I agree.
I also have $100 from Anonymous with a haiku. Lava bubble lore, a pool of Pepto-Bismol. Mario's woohoo!
Beautiful.
Truly inspiring.
All right, Bowser's Kingdom. And this is also, we talked about this before, how Luncheon basically does things a little bit different, how Luncheon does your typical lava level a little bit different. This is what they did with like Bowser's Castle this time, and it's beautiful. Honestly, one of the coolest Bowser's Kingdoms they've ever done. And not only pretty fun in this part, but especially later we get back here. In my opinion, the most fun kingdom.
Utilize the little Tweety bird right here to bring him up for another one of our capture warps right here.
This
Drop
fun.
down, leave Cappy right above him. Go right back up, making our way on to the next part of the kingdom. This kingdom always gives me almost like Super Mario Galaxy vibes where
Right.
it's like split up
It's like the
different-
island.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yep.
I
It's
wonder
one of
if that was an
the most
intentional
linear.
callback.
It could be.
Yeah, instead of the warp stars, instead you've got these pylons that you're using and capturing and going.
And one thing I really love about the movement in this game, I mean, there's 2 things. That, but the other thing is the fact that just all the movement, it feels like it's kind of a love letter to all great movement in Mario games. That like you've got your P speed from the classic like Super Mario Brothers 3. You got how powerful dives are in Super Mario 64. Even spin pounds in Super Mario Sunshine. How good backflips are in Super Mario Galaxy. And it's all brought together in this just absolutely gorgeous array of different movement options that Ganon is putting on display for 3 hours for you all.
I honestly couldn't agree with more with that, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I honestly think the movie is gonna get even crazier when we get to the post game. There's like so much still coming. Because right now we're still going through these kings for the first time, but once we activate those moon rocks and there's moons everywhere, this run is gonna once again get to like another level of speed.
This shards movement here is to get a story moon. This is a mandatory thing in every category to do. And Ganon makes it look so easy, but everything that's going on is just so slick. You had the dive back on the first shard in order to get back on top of the platform seamlessly and kind of continue your movement. And then there was the triple jump, wall jump, kind of to get over the roof, like avoid the bonk on the overhang. There's just so much going on. It just in this section alone, it's just such a treat to watch.
Yeah, honestly, there is like, at any point in the run, we could take a little 10-second, 5-second chunk of movement that Ganon is doing and break down 17 different little pieces of movement for how this all works. And
Right,
it's so,
right.
Yeah.
so cool.
Like from moon to moon, and this is actually a thing that people do. We could probably sit down and analyze like 30 minutes of what's actually going on. And there's people that literally grind out the movement from one moon to another, saving frame by spin throwing a little bit further, spin pounding a little bit faster, etc. Like it is really crazy how, and even though this game is getting close to be 5 years old now, but even it's still in that time the amount of optimization and love that people have shown for the speedrun of this game is crazy.
And it still continues to improve to this day.
Another super fun little strat right here. Once again, you're seeing so many of these little capture warps all over the place where you're going to get 2 moons for this little Jizo moon right here. Little Jizo capture.
Yep,
we're
the
going
little
to
puzzle.
spawn that moon in, and then we're going to drop down, spawn in another one. But while it is spawning in, we're going to make our way back up. Leave Cappy up here. Y'all see where we're going with this.
Right.
And go
Warp
right back up.
That's so satisfying.
I love that so much.
I believe that was a strat found by Valu.
That's a Valu, yeah.
That is-
3D Mario
strat.
speedrunning legend, Valu.
Valu's my goat.
Valu's made 2 contributions to this game. That, and probably the worst thing that this game has, and that's Valu dives.
Right.
He definitely invented them for our discomfort.
That is very true.
It isn't infamous in this game specifically, but what that is basically when you throw your cap out of like a backflip and then try to dive towards your cap, which usually you're supposed to be diving towards your cap. When you do that out of a backflip, sometimes Mario just misses and falls into the falls down, and it definitely has killed more runs than people would like to admit.
Yeah, and I would be remiss to just kind of glaze over what just happened there. I don't know if you saw that Harriet fight.
Flying bomb.
There was a flying bomb, yeah. So that first phase, Harriet throws 2 bombs out at you in 2 different angles. Ganon kind of positions Cappy behind one and then stands behind the other so that Cappy can fling into the first one and then set up and throw Cappy into the second one. And then it just kind of suspends it in air because the game doesn't know what to do with it. So we get that second hit in the second phase of that fight immediately.
Yeah, that's one of those classic the game gets confused moments. But like when you're shooting 2 bombs at Harriet at the same time, the game is just like, I have no idea what to do with the second one. So
We
it
were
just
not
kinda stays
anticipating
there.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get to talk about this yet, but usually, obviously, as long as you survive, you'd think taking damage is not that big of a deal. But in this game, actually, kind of is. Because every time you are not full life when you are collecting a moon, after you collect the moon, there's like a little bit of a cutscene that gets you basically back to full life. And that does actually lose some time.
It loses about 2 seconds if you're at 2 health, and if you're down to 1 health, it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you'll see it after the cutscene.
Yeah, you'll see it right here after I skip this cutscene. It's just a little moon refill animation.
It's because you watch it refill and then it has to move up to the
Yeah,
top
I don't
right
know
of the screen
why.
every time.
I don't know why they did that. Like, made you freeze while it happens, but they did.
I guess they want to show you that they're being helpful, but for us, they're actually not being helpful.
Nice move. Only having to take out that corner crate right there. Very nicely done. And now we got some really fun blind movement right here where the camera just doesn't want to turn for a while when you pop out of this pipe. So, got to know where you're going.
A little scary, but very nice.
I really like this movement because the game's going to play a cutscene, but I'm just going to leave in the middle of it. It still is trying to get me to pay attention to that movement, but I don't really care enough, so we'll be back for that.
Cat vaults are really, really fun because they are a form of bouncing off Cappy where they're when you're in the air, you can actually throw Cappy again and bounce off of it. Normally the game has well, why can't you just have infinite height? Anyone who's never played this game, can't you just keep throwing Cappy and bouncing off of him? After you bounce off Cappy, you have to land on the ground before you can do it again. But cat vaulting has a way of not looking past that. It counts you as still being on the ground.
Right,
That's right.
that's not your actual cut bounce yet. And once again, using a little bit of I don't know if this is actually hidden, but if we do a little shake here, we get a little bit of extra height from this Pokio jump.
And apparently this is faster to do this
It
as
is.
well. Shaking, you're probably only saving like a frame or 2 every single time, but you know, it's kind of just a cute thing to do.
Ooh, didn't even have to take out a spot.
That one can be annoying actually.
Yes.
Dropping out for one more moon here, and then we have the coolest boss fight in the game. Dangers, I'm gonna hand this one off to you.
Oh boy, I am honored. I would love to have this pleasure. So we're about to fight Robo Brutal. This fight was designed with the Pokio in mind. You know, you're set up to learn how to use the bird. You're supposed to use the bird to climb up the legs and shoot some bombs to, like, you know, incapacitate the boss. But instead, Ganon is actually going to backflip and use the little pegs on the leg to climb up the side instead and do a ground pound on the first bubble here. Now, if you space out all of your jumps and your dives really well, you can actually continue to stay on top of the boss so that you can get this second hit like this. Now, same thing here, getting up on top of the boss. The boss is actively trying to push you off, and that's an intended mechanic so that you fall down and have to do the bird stuff again. Now you might be wondering, why is it that we're not just ground pounding the bubbles right here? We're on top, they're available. The legs are like rainbow colored and invulnerable, and so is the entire boss. So we actually have to wait for this phase to end before we can get our third hit here. And then same thing, we're gonna very quickly get on top of the fight, and
Target acquired.
target acquired. Flawless fight. That's exactly how you want it to go every single time.
And it's one of those fights that can quickly spiral out of control because Ganon misses any of those quick spin pounds, those buffered spin pounds on the dives. All of a sudden, you're down on the ground. You've lost probably minimum 25 seconds.
It's a lot.
You basically have to wait for another Pokio, another one of those little Tweety birds in order to climb your way back up, and it is not fast.
Very true, yeah. That fight is extremely nerve-wracking. Even after you've done it hundreds of times, when you're in that fight on a good run, it can really get to you. That was
I feel
good.
like especially the climb at the start is also something that, like, once you're up, it's a different story. But the climb at the start, fading that, you are in a bad spot.
Yeah, the climb at the very beginning is the hardest part for me still.
Now we got one more pretty easy moon we're gonna get right here, although casually, a lot of people probably found this moon about last in the game. You just gotta notice this one is turned the other way and whoop, that's a moon, sure. There are 880 of them in this game. But with that, we're gonna make our way to Moon Kingdom. We got a little bit of a cutscene right here. Let's fit in 2 donations from Nukkuler.
At least.
Well, I do have word about these long jumps.
Oh.
Okay.
Got $25 from Anonymous saying long jump out of the crate. I have $25 from They the Aim saying long jump out of the crate. I don't know what it is, but I need to see it. Also, I have $10 from the Sound Defense saying I'm donating to say that Ganon should do whatever the jump thing is they're talking about. And I feel very strongly about this. The people have spoken.
People are voting on a poll. They don't know what the second option is. It's long jump out of the crate or save the animals. That's what they know right now. So we're long jumping out of that crate.
It's long jump or don't long jump. That's literally it. Yeah.
All right, so we're getting into Moon Kingdom, and Moon Kingdom has a section of this of the kingdom that's kind of like, I like to think of it as like the victory road of Super Mario Odyssey. You go into this cave, the music gets really intense, there's lava everywhere, your platforming challenges are all put to the test. At the end of it all, you have to fight Madame Brutal. It's like the gauntlet at the end, right before you're supposed to face off against the main boss. We're going to be collecting a couple of moons along the way before we get there, including just a couple fast ones along the way, like this bunny here.
Hello.
Oh,
Obviously,
roll into him. That's really.
It is worth pointing out, even though you can clearly see it, the gravity is not normal, which makes the movement a little bit more interesting. I mean, not more interesting, but just different compared to what we've seen so far.
That's right. A callback to the vectoring from the frog earlier on
That's
the moon.
much more powerful here.
On the moon, yeah, because you're Mario, the moon gravity makes it so that Mario can do the vectors quite easily, and you're going to see the benefits of that right here.
That's going to be a beautiful triple jump. We get lots of distance from the vectoring.
Woo! God, that one was hot.
That was a very good one.
That was really
The
good.
intensity is really picking up. All right, so you can see the cave over to the left side. This is the victory road that I was talking about. And Ganon, where are you going?
I need to say hi to my Sphinx friend.
Oh, there's like a quiz here, right? For like a moon?
Something like that.
Uh,
No.
Oh, it's all right. You didn't talk to him. You're just ground pounding on his head. That's all.
Yeah, it's okay. There we go.
There we go. That's right.
And now the craziest part about this trick still is that this trick was found before the game came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally like day 0.
It was found on like early release day. It's really funny.
Monkey King Hero, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's honestly, it's the first trick you should learn because it saves so much time not
Like
having to
5
do that
minutes
moon
or
cave
something.
right there. There is thousands, literally thousands of people who have speedrun Super Mario Odyssey. That's the first thing you learn. And it's actually a very accessible trick, I tell people.
Yeah, Ganon did like a harder version.
I did a really hard version of it, but
Yeah,
there's
an easier version.
there's an
Don't
easier
do what
version.
Ganon did.
Yeah, if you're first learning, don't do that. But I don't know, like check out a mid-level run or something. There's a really easy 2-wall jump setup that you can do.
Yeah, like lots of YouTube tutorials like that one. You can just learn in a day.
That's right.
And you save 5 minutes. But here we go, final boss fight. And it is basically a refight of the Cloud Kingdom, but it gets a little bit more tricky. We're going to be using the same mechanics overall, though not going to be chasing the heads around. We're going to be trying to jump right into them.
That's such a fun opening to the fight
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there because as soon as you put Bowser's hat on your head, that triggers Bowser to say, okay, I need to start running away from Mario. But because you're doing the spin throw there, you're keeping the hat away from you until you get right up on top of him. That's when it happens to time getting back to you. And this game's so cool. This is one of the best speedruns of all time. So good.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and here in between these phases, runners like to just like show off a little bit because that flame attack that Bowser does there is basically just like a little ground scan. It doesn't really, like, you can literally roll over it. The tiniest amount that you're over the ground will make it so that you don't get hit.
Trying to demonstrate? There you go.
There, right there, exactly.
You can just
Like, it's
kinda-
basically a joke. But
You can kind of, oh, there we go. Caught up to me.
Now, Ganon, without spoiling anything, are you going to go for the thing?
No.
You're not going to go for the thing? Okay.
No, I got a donation to do XD skip as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, that would skip the XD.
Yeah, it would skip the XD skip. So
What if you did it and then you jumped back down?
I've never done the thing before, so.
Oh, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
You can explain the thing when we get there.
Yes.
But we got
Yeah.
to skip.
Well, we got to do XD skip. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the last sequence of the main game, and such a cool moment casually getting to play as Bowser right here, Peach just riding on your shoulder. And yeah, so there's a lot of different mechanics going on here. You can slash your claws to get rid of the walls, but you can also shoot fireballs to take them out from a distance and already kind of get you going. Now, that being said, we're coming up on a 2D section here, which is infamous in the speedrunning community for like 17 different reasons.
That's true.
Right. One good one is the XD skip we're going to be talking about, but another one that's actually quite funny is that even though we just talked about the fact that we found a way to skip one of the biggest sections in the game before the game came out, we actually didn't know that you can run in this 2D section by pressing one button for like a year.
Yes.
So that's kind of embarrassing, but now we know.
Nice little 2D skip right there. And what the XD skip is basically just doing that exact same thing right there.
Yeah.
It's not faster to do that, but that's why it's called XD skip, I suppose. Now,
Yeah,
you know,
it's pretty good. Pretty good.
still flashy. Now, the thing that I was kind of referring to, hinting at, wasn't sure if it was going to happen. That whole 2D section can actually be completely avoided. Basically, because the stage is made of certain chunks that fall away, there are certain places where Bowser can actually stand on them, and you can use those platforms to kind of jump your way up on the outside. It is extremely precise, probably one of the hardest tricks in the game, so I do not blame Ganon for not going for it.
I would call it the hardest trick in the game.
Right.
I've never gotten past the second out of like 6 jumps. It's ridiculous.
We got the final room of the main game here. Absolute jammer playing in the background as well. But we gotta destroy these pillars as fast as possible and get to the center.
Yeah, you can see, obviously preferring fireballs from a distance, but once you get close enough, you actually want to drop into neutral on the stick and then just start slashing with your claws. So I think you're going to see Ganon prefer those.
And then we slash away at this final brick, and to escape the moon, you just got to shoot out of this wire. And this would be the ending of your journey if you were doing an any % speedrunner or you were just looking to get to the credits, but in Darker Side, the fun is just beginning.
I was gonna say, we're only getting, this is literally the beginning of the good parts.
That's right, that's right.
Truly.
Go
yeah.
grab yourself some water, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom. We got to play the credits. Maybe we can get some donations in while we're doing
Exactly,
that.
that sounds good.
And then we'll get it right into the fun stuff.
All right, we've got $10 from Platicorn saying, Ganon, I am so incredibly proud of you for getting on the big stage. So in honor of that, I have made a Roses Are Red poem. Roses are red. DSS is free. You should have long jumped out of the crates in your 1 hour, 21 second PB.
Oh no. Oh no.
Lucy and I
Lord.
are watching together and sending you the best of luck.
Thank you, Platty.
I also have $25 from Eve saying, we are cheering for you, Ganon. Cool to see how far you've come, and we wish you the best of luck. From Caitlin, Tyson, and Eve.
Ooh, thank you.
Also have $100 from Teleperia saying, Super Mario Odyssey runs always blow me away. The speed and precision is jaw-dropping. Plus, right off the bat, you get a frog with a mustache. Top notch.
This is our final of our 6 seeds that we're going to be planting in the course of the run. Again, each of these growing after 20 minutes of in-game time. Oh, final 2
This is
here,
the
5
final
and
one,
6.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
Swish.
All right, and it's gonna get interesting here because we're gonna have a little bit of a switch up with our moons. Or what used to be moons.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're called moons in game,
Right.
but that doesn't look like a moon to me. So.
It's gonna change up the clapping strategy a little bit, I think.
Probably there?
I'd say the last one
Just
is better,
keep
but-
trying. You have plenty of practice, trust me.
Also, this is actually kind of hard to tell sometimes if you're not really seeing what's going on, but there's these tiles that you have to basically ground pound in order here to spawn that star. Or
Yeah, think Mario 64.
Right.
Switch your brain
Right.
off there a little bit.
And the reason we got into the castle there is, and Ganon was basically doing this in between, is again another hint out.
Yeah, we're actually not doing much here in Mushroom Kingdom. It's a little bit of setup, plant the seeds, go talk to that toad. If you miss talking to that toad, start the run over.
Yep.
Because that spawns in every instance of Princess Peach. Every one of those will have a moon that we want to get in the rest of the run.
Yep.
And this begins the painting chain here. Now, the painting chain is one gigantic loop. And the idea is that as we go through this, we're going to basically do all the kingdoms in the order, and we're going to loop back around to Mushroom Kingdom eventually.
Yep.
And this is really handy. It does a lot of things for us. First of all, it takes us to a new kingdom where we can start collecting more moons that we can get. Another thing that it does is that it completely cuts out the Odyssey. Every time you go to the Odyssey, you have to plug those moons in. You go through an animation where it like enters the orb, fills all that power up in there, and then then you fly away. You have to pick a new kingdom. All of that is completely eliminated if you just take the paintings. So it's saving us a lot of time by going through these paintings.
Mm-hmm. Love any instance of combining moons right here, where in the middle of getting these notes moon, we're fast enough as speedrunners to where we can stop, talk to Captain Toad, get his moon, and then drop down and get the rest of the notes moon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and now that we actually have beaten the game and we have reached Mushroom Kingdom, we are going to be able to unlock this post-game stuff, and this is the moon rock we talked about. So basically hitting this will spawn in a bunch of new moons into the kingdom. Some of them will be in those rooms we were supposed to complete earlier when we are actually inside the Shivarian hideout, and that's going to make that much more efficient.
Again, that spin throw, like you think he's going to miss it, and all of a sudden just like slaps it right at the last second. And now it is a race against Cappy. We need to get this moon before Cappy gets back and claims its prize. Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah.
We could get like 6 more moons before Cappy gets back here.
Hello,
There
Cappy.
he is. All right. Now we get the Snow Cheep right here. He's a jiggly boy. We like him.
Yeah, and as you can see, the moon rock opens up a lot of these moons that are, you got to fill 880 spots. A lot of these moons that come from moon rock are kind of just out in the open. Like this one here, it's a ground pound moon. You can get it with the fish attack. But that one that was sitting on top of the ice flow is just like sitting there out in the open. They're like, as a casual player, you might think of it's kind of bit of like fluff. And you're probably right about that. But as a speedrunner, it's a paradise because routing 500 of the fastest moons into the game, and like figuring out what the pathing of all of that is part of what makes this category so much fun to route.
A lot of the times in the post game here, you will literally be getting like 2 or sometimes even 3 moons at the same time. Moons are going to be literally everywhere.
Yeah, you've probably already noticed that moon collection rate has ramped up a lot. We're a little under a minute 30 into the run, and I left main game with 147 out of the 500 moons.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're back here, and that's basically what I was talking about. We're going to be actually entering those rooms now that we're supposed to unlock the access to actually doing the little race that Ganon already did some time ago, and now those rooms are going to be much more effective.
And chat, I always have to remind you that this is Best Peach. Leggings Peach is definitely the best one right here. I can't believe there's only one person in the crowd who agrees with me.
Oh, hello.
Chat, I want to know, what is your favorite Peach costume in
And
this
why
game?
is it Metro? Why is it Metro?
Seaside's my favorite, personally.
Oh, we're all over the board. I was going to say luncheon. I really love the overalls.
Dude, overalls,
That's fair.
good number 2. Those pink boots, she rocking them.
What about you, Nukes? What's your favorite Peach?
I love the kimono one with in Bowser's.
We literally have all said different ones.
That's interesting.
I mean, to
We've
be
all got good
fair,
taste.
I think Bowser's is number 2 for me. It's really nice.
Kimono's your number 2. What's your number 1?
I said Seaside.
Oh, Seaside. Yes.
Yeah, I also like that kimono. It's the only place in the game that fire flowers appear.
That's true.
Yes.
Appears on her kimono and nowhere else. Same with Boo's, right?
Yeah, there's a Boo hairpin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got some accessories. She accessorizing. It's good.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
this is what we
right.
talked about. yeah, Lim, you take.
Right, I was gonna say, like, usually what happens here after getting this moon is that entrance has these little, like, barriers in front of it. That cutscene just doesn't play now because we've already done that part.
And also, the moon rock spawns additional moons in here, so you get 3 moons per room instead of 2, and that's just obviously fast. you know?
Exactly.
And what's great is, so the game is very confused right now.
Hello, I'm confused as to how that happened.
That's our little bit of climbing
backup,
right
good
there.
backup,
Really
good
good
backup.
backup.
Save.
So the game is confused right now. It thinks, oh, so you've already beaten Snow Kingdom? Okay, well, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to fight Rango up here. He's the only one of the bunny bosses we did not fight a second time. The lore is that was Rango under the ice.
Right.
Dangerous came up with that joke, not me.
Yeah.
That's the Dangerous special.
I was about to say that. I was about to say
God,
that.
we all
Yeah.
think, God, we think it's so funny, our brains. No. But yeah, no, so the moon he just picked up right there, that is supposed to be for defeating Rango. It set off some flag in the game that makes you think because you already finished the race, oh, well, I guess Rango's already been defeated, so they just put the moon there for free. So by doing the clip, that also skips out on that entire fight. And in this room, you're supposed to collect 5 moon shards. Once again, it thinks that you've already done that. So the moon shards are pre-collected, and the story moon's just sitting up there waiting to be collected.
And that's so fortunate for us because, like, we are breaking the game. Fundamentally, we're breaking the game. And a whole schwack load of things could probably go wrong. We're very fortunate that it doesn't, like, crash the game or something.
Right.
Beautiful.
Because if it did, then the speedrun would not work anywhere close to the way that it does for us.
Exactly.
It was like a max range spin throw there to open the chest. But a really good showcase of how much further those spin throws go.
Yeah, again, there's so many like pieces of movement tech that we can sort of gloss over that like Ganon's doing all over the place. And again, one of those limcube referring to, you're seeing spin throws all over the place because they have that wide arc. So just on average, you're gonna save some frames every single time you do that as opposed to just throwing Cappy forward.
And we are going back down here because some things have changed here as well because we had that moon rock.
Yep, like this dude got possessed.
Yeah.
That
Canonically true.
Yep. And we're not depossessing it, we're just getting the moon and leaving.
It's-
You can do that, we're okay with it.
It's really funny. It's like the monitor is basically just paying you to not tell anyone.
Listen, man, I need this.
I've waited my whole life for this.
All right, that is our foray in the Snow Kingdom. We just have to leave and continue the painting. Now, the way that you're supposed to get up to this painting is to get one of those Taifus, the enemies with the tornado ability, and blow one of the wooden staircase platforms over to this area here. But instead, Ganon's going to do just something a little bit tricky.
Oh, first.
Oh,
Save.
Are you kidding me?
What a save.
Are you kidding me? That was more impressive that you got it on the save.
Wait, so what is that trick called again?
Blowy Noey.
Oh no.
Does he not use the Blowy Joey? Or the Taifu?
Yeah, the Taifus are called Blowy Joeys by the Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning community. I'm not sure where that came from.
Me neither.
Taifus have been in all sorts of Mario games, and I'm not sure they were called Blowy Joey before
I feel like
that.
that's a Nycro thing, but
I
I'm not
think
sure
it's a
that's it.
Nycro.
Yeah, it sounds right. That
I'm not
sounds
gonna
like
lie, I thought that was their canonical name.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
That's all I've
It
ever
does
heard
sound like
them
a
called.
kind of
Blowy
Mario
Joey.
game.
The Odyssey
Right.
propaganda is working. This is fantastic.
So we're actually doing Dino Skip now.
Beautiful backup. Oh
After
my
like
God.
90 minutes, we used to do this at the beginning of the run, but Ganon obviously skipped that with the new jump up the wall.
That's right.
Still doesn't completely escape us.
Cascade 2 is one of my favorite splits in this
Same.
entire run. I think it's because of the sub-areas. We haven't really talked about sub-areas. I think we've done a couple so far.
They're mostly backloaded in this category.
Yeah, most of them are in the later part of the game. But basically, sub-areas are these areas where, like, you open a door or you go in a pipe, and it's kind of separated from the main kingdom and it's got like a, almost, think of like the secret areas in Super Mario Sunshine. It's like it's its own thing that exists. And every one of those is going to have 2 moons in them. And we just so happen to pick the fastest ones for this category. But, like, I love them personally because a lot of them have, like, just, like, crazy movement. You can really get into the nitty-gritty of them, and you can, like, try and do the just that one sequence as fast as you can. So some of them are really impressive, and hopefully
Pretty sure
we get
there's
to
like
see.
all sub-area speedruns. They're kind of crazy.
There are, yeah.
And there's also a small difference in sub-areas. There's the ones that are like behind doors and the ones behind the classic like green Mario pipe. But once you hit that moon rock, that actually sometimes spawns in complete new sub-areas that kind of have like a moon rock resembling, you can actually see it on the screen right there, a pipe that allows you to enter them. And we will be entering some of those.
We're entering one right after I capture this chain chomp, which is also for those 10 achievement moons we were talking about. You
Right.
get one for 40 separate captures, and you get 38 over the course of the run. So that's the first one of 2 that I will just be capturing just to get that 10 achievement.
Exactly. You lose like 1 second capturing this random chain jump, but you're gonna get that 7-second moon for it later, so it's really worth it. This is one of those moon rock sub airs. Absolutely beautiful little cloud boost there from the small cloud. And this is basically what Dangerous is talking about. These sub areas can be beautiful.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, wanting to avoid the cloud platforms, because if you're too close, Cappy will sort of snap to them. He wants to hit the different cloud platforms.
That's right.
It's supposed to help the player out. A lot of times it screws over speedrunners. Now taking the direct shot right
Not
here.
quite, not
Ooh,
quite.
the little up and under. All right. Revolutionizing.
Little reroute, new movement. Definitely faster. Yeah, there's Cappy just homing in on a platform that I did not want. Good demonstration.
Hey, you used it.
I did. I improvised.
This moon can be extremely annoying for that exact reason.
Well, he hit all of them.
Yep. The clouds sometimes just magically attract Cappy, but looks like we're safe for now. Okay. You can bonk there quite easily as well. It's definitely a scary moon, even though it doesn't look maybe that bad, but that's all right. Another 8-bit moon coming up. By the way, speaking of bad moons, the moon after this one, I don't know how many people remember that one casually is actually awful.
It's pretty awful in speedruns as well. It's just not fun.
Not very well play tested, I would assume.
Another place where it's really nice that because we were sequence breaking the game early on, like that moon that Gan just collected, that's there normally.
Yeah.
So going up and going through this whole 8-bit area, maybe not worth it just for that. Maybe it's not worth it to go through for just that moon, which is a post-game moon. But because you're getting both of them at the same time, that trip makes it worth it.
Okay.
You'll be fine. You've got like 6 hours.
I have a cable. I should probably use that. I'll get it out eventually.
I think you got it.
We might have a
But, like,
that's never happened before moment.
It's okay. I swear I charged that. Well, my bad. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
It's a
out.
race against the clock. It just adds more suspense, you know?
I think, it adds more suspense at this point.
I'm pretty sure that dies after 1 hour, though. So.
Oh no, the Lock incident.
It's okay. You're on pace for a world record today, right?
Definitely.
You're going to get record by half an hour?
Yeah, like 30-something minutes.
It is worth pointing out that they've been calling this the summer of darker side, that this is going to be a summer where many of the top runners in this game, including Ganon, are trying to become the first runner to ever get sub 3 hours in this category, which is a positively bonkers time. A lot of their sums of bests are like
Just below that,
259, like barely.
Mine's a 259.18, so you know it's like it's getting there, not quite possible
Yeah,
yet.
losing like 40 seconds-ish in a 3-hour run is pretty crazy.
Yeah, basically unheard of. But we're as a collective whole, we're pretty much on the horizon of it. It's going to happen one day.
It's been proven to be possible for like a long time, but it's
Yes.
obviously extremely hard to do.
Yeah, current world record holder, and I think we would be remiss to be, representing Super Mario Odyssey on the big stage like this and not mention Tyrone 18.
Right.
That's so
current world
true.
record holder has probably the most passion for this game out of anybody on the planet times 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is just insane. If you're not already following Tyrone 18 on Twitch, absolutely do so.
Oh, hello.
So actually just about done here with Cascade 2. We're going to be picking up this timer challenge. One more ground pound moon. I think here's a great place for 2 donations, Nukkuler, as we're about to move on to Bowser's 2.
All right, we've got chat even talking about which Peach is best Peach. $100 from Subasa Akari saying, got home from work to this great run of Mario rolling deep. Also, Nukes is correct with Kimono Peach is best Peach.
Okay.
Also, $25 from Chocolate Dave saying, donating for best Peach costume, which I've been told is Pauline.
All right, Bowser's 2.
Yep.
Very fun split, in my opinion, especially when we head towards the top, which has completely changed now from the Mecha Brutal boss fight. There's some very, very nice movement there.
Yeah, and this is super fun movement right here. So you're going to go in here, grab this Vault Moon right here.
Some free coins as well.
And then Dangers, I know you do this in your routes. A little bit of fun vectoring right here to go much further than you think you can.
Yep, nice little roll boost off of there, and then curving through the air so you can get all the way over to this pylon, just squeaking in there. Very well done.
Threw in the rainbow spin in the air, which is by pressing A as soon as Cappy comes back to you, that gives you the little rainbow spin, and that allows you to just suspend yourself a little bit longer.
Very nice way of hitting the moon rock there, so with the spin pawn instead of using Cappy.
I actually didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
There you go.
And another hint out. We will slowly start to actually make use of these hint arts we looked at, because we are revisiting the kingdoms now that we've seen the hint art they will be spawning. One interesting detail about it is that the moon color will actually be different if we're collecting a hint art moon, because it technically belongs to the kingdom we looked at the hint art at.
That's right. We've actually already encountered one. We were in Cascade Kingdom just now, and that one belongs to Lake, and it was a different color. And, we'll try and point them out as we see them.
And obviously you're trying to optimize what is the slowest spot that you need to go from before you warp away. You're gonna see, particularly here in Bowser's Kingdom, but all throughout the post game, doing moons in chunks. Here's that kimono Peach we were talking about. Look at the accessorizing in the hair. Oh, showing off the boo pin.
She's flawless.
Got the cable out. I'll be having to plug that in sometime. I'll figure it out.
Do you want me to help you?
That would be nice.
I'm just gonna put this down.
Thank you.
Yo, this is a co-op world record now.
Basically,
that's
at this
right.
point.
Yeah, for sure.
Invalidated on speedrun.com.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is to just like plug it in sections where I don't have a lot of motion control, something like that. I'll figure it out.
Trying to not.
Could also plug it in though.
Yeah, there's ports on the side too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Good to know, yeah.
Yeah.
I went the
Well, thank you.
I went the hard route.
Do you know why that happens, by the way? I just saw it again, like the heart counter being like tilted.
Oh, I have no idea. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Thank you. Oh, that's one of the funniest things that could have happened, because I think we were literally talking about that before the run.
Yeah.
I said like, yeah, I charged it. Oops, I definitely thought I did.
Oops, no charge.
Intermingled within all of the Pauline is the best Peach conversations, there was some, hey, did you charge a controller? We'll be fine.
Yeah. I guess
Very
I'll
nice.
get some charge in now. Just gotta not shake super hard so as to not dump my entire Switch off the table.
Ideally.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea.
Some creative moon routing right here in the route. We're actually going for this bird moon.
Hello, he's
but
gone.
unfortunately, it's a little bit random, but a nice trick right here. If you have troubles with the bird moons in this game, if you make them run away and then you go into first person, it'll spawn the bird on top of you and then instantly capture it.
Right.
And then we use this pipe that's conveniently just takes us to the top of Bowser's Kingdom and use it to get into this. There's a whole like Pokio puzzle. You can see that there's moving walls and stuff. We don't get time for that.
We literally don't have time for that.
I love that, because there's a checkpoint like right there on the map too. It all connects so well.
Love this triple jump right here to actually just get on top and even hurdle over the spikes right there. Drop off Cappy, because you know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Nice little capture warp.
We knock this painting off as well before we make our way all the way up again. Spawns another moon in.
Yep.
They're making our way up to another bunny coming up right here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
fun
technic.
fact, I missed this one in a run the other day and I lost 40 seconds.
Yeah, this one is a pain. Like, missing any of the bunnies is just the worst, but this one probably takes the cake. Like, if you miss
Yeah.
this
Right.
one at the beginning, they jump off the side of the roof, and it's just over.
Yeah, they're just gone. You cannot catch them.
But
Also,
of course, the other
poor
one goes
bunny.
down with no problem.
True.
I really like that, how they're right next to each other. One of them gives a moon and one just gives one coin. It's
Yeah. That was a nice strategy to take care of it. Basically spin throwing immediately. The spin throw basically kind of like stunned the bunny for a little bit, so it was easy for Ganon to catch up. There's a random moon here. I mean, I guess the birds are supposed to tell you where it is. It is a little bit hard to find.
A little
sometimes.
further to the left.
Left,
Surely we will
left,
eventually get it.
left,
Down.
Forward.
down.
Down.
Okay, down.
I swear there's a moon. There's
Further
a moon.
left, further left. And then
I swear there's a. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to find that with the rumble in your controller and the birds, I think. I have no idea. I think that's what was intended there.
Okay, now it is a co-op run. I helped on that one.
Yeah, that's.
Basically.
Yeah. You can submit this to SRC as your run at this point.
It will beat my PB, I guarantee.
Hopefully.
One of my favorite sub areas coming up right here. So this is another one of those like, okay, use the capture, do some puzzles, and reveal the pathway so that you can get to the end. Instead, what Ganon's gonna do is just put on this switch. It opens up the moon reveal up here. And then we're just gonna go ahead and skip all the puzzles on the left, skip all the puzzles on the right. No more P-switches, none of that. We're just gonna jump into this little window.
Oh, the up throw. Oh, this is going to be so good. Diving into the up throw, giving you the air suspension to jump straight up to the second moon.
Yeah, very flashy.
Love it, love it, love it. Do it again.
Growing up has never been this good.
Go back and do it again.
Then we get this little invader right here where the intended, like, I guess, puzzle of it is they want you to stack up a bunch of Goombas so you can then jump out of it and bounce on them. Or you're Mario, you can jump.
Yeah, no one has time for, like, using the intended mechanics of the game. It's kind of boring.
And that's it for Bowser's Kingdom. We're going to head off to Seaside next. Probably got 1 or 2 donations.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, we have $10 from Moonbutton saying, best Peach? Every Peach. Putting this toward Peach in Mario Party. And did you know, chat, that after this run is Mario Party, and you get to choose which character Duck uses. Right now, Peach is in the lead, but only by about $61. So if you want to see our girl Peach in Mario Party, make sure to keep her in the lead. Wario is not far behind.
Here we go, finally revealing some of those seeds.
True.
The moon is just available to us. 20 minutes has passed since we planted in that pot. It's actually an interesting story is that one of those pots actually takes an entire hour for the seed to grow. And had we planted it in that pot, then we would be kind of in trouble. Like we wouldn't have gotten back in time for it to be fully grown.
Even though Seaside actually is one of the few kingdoms that has an additional way to get these seeds grown a little bit faster.
That's
you get
true.
those gushions and basically water them.
That's right, because what makes flowers grow if not water?
Indeed.
There's so much creativity in the optimization right there. Actually used one throw to hit both the second and the third treasure chest by basically having Mario's Tushy on the second one right there. Very creative stuff that the community's been coming up with.
It's awesome.
Yeah, nice SM64 throwback on that moon in general.
Yeah, in general, I want to say, if you are a fan of the sandbox 3D Mario games, this SGDQ is the GDQ for you. Super Mario Odyssey Darker Side tonight, tomorrow night, Super Mario Sunshine 120 Shine, one of the best speedrun categories of all time. Then SM64 120 Star on Saturday, absolutely stacked for your sandbox Mario.
You really couldn't ask for anything better.
And we just did one of those birds, which are also going to be related to one of those Toadette moons. Those birds are basically flying around the kingdom on like a set path. And the route basically plans on meeting them on a certain point. So sometimes you basically have to play fast the entire time. You can't really make any mistakes or you will miss one of those birds. This will be especially important later and stuff when we go back to Wooded, for example.
One thing I just thought about real quick for the route, I believe the next kingdom is going to be Lake, so you need to buy the pirate outfit.
Oh, I do need that.
Yeah, so I think you should get that maybe after you warp back up to the lighthouse.
I don't warp to the lighthouse. That's not on the route anymore.
Okay.
So I guess I will warp to the lighthouse and the pirate outfit.
Yeah, just throw it in somewhere. Yeah, I was thinking about that as we were
Thank
talking
you for
about
reminding me because I just did not remember that. That's okay. It's not that big of a detour.
No.
Okay.
We were so focused on Peach's outfits, we forgot
were
Mario's.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Again, this is all stuff because of like one misclick we had early on in the run that like can affect the route in a lot of different ways. It's also worth pointing out that there are, you might question like, is coin routing kind of tight in this run? For years, it was not tight whatsoever. You needed 1,000 coins. You could sneeze and get 1,000 coins in this game.
Right.
Now it's 1,400 because you want to have a couple of extra outfits in the
We'll
route.
see why soon, basically.
Yeah, the outfits are tied to Toadette as well. I think there's like a certain amount of outfit-related moons that you need to get in order to get another Toadette moon. And there are a couple of situations and scenarios that are like that. You know, we're saying that a lot of the moons in the post game are like 19 seconds at maximum. Some of them do dip a little bit higher than that, but they kind of make up for it. Oh yeah, we're out of bounds again. Another creative way of getting out of bounds, by the way. That's the fish clip.
Yeah, I did want to talk about that one and specifically, but finish your point.
Oh yeah, but yeah, there are some moons that we'll do that are like a little bit slower, like the slot machine moons, for example. They're a little bit slower, but because you combine all three of them together and get a Toadette moon for free on top of that, the value of all of them is so much faster as well.
But just quickly about the fish clip, because that was also once again found by Tuval, who you basically hear in like every second run at GDQ. And even though he gets like credit all the time for like Spyro and like SMS Gelato Beach Skip, he has been massive for this game. Like he found like so much stuff. In
Very true.
And don't buy another, man.
Yep, we're good. Dang, that's crazy how that one misclick, like 15 minutes in the run, is just like
I'm so
coming back
sorry.
to
I
bite
was trying to remember. I was like, I think now Lake's going to be after this. Because again, all of the paintings, all the Kingdom revisits go in a different order now because of just which one we went in what order.
At least now we have more pirate outfit gameplay than ever.
Yes. And the pirate outfit, one of the best costumes in the game.
True. Snipe the bunny.
Oh, the dive right on the bunny. Crowd's going like, my hands hurt. Why is the post game so powerful? Don't worry, because in this 8-big section, you don't got 1, you don't got 2, you don't got 4. That'd be too much. We got 3 power moons down here in all the 8-bit glory.
Okay.
Nice crouch jumping right there.
So now the beautiful thing, not only are you guys clapping a lot, and not only are we collecting moons at an astounding rate, but because we're not visiting the Odyssey anymore, they're just collecting on the left side. I don't know if you noticed. And they're very slowly taking over the screen. In this category, and the way that we do the painting chain, they're going to collect in such a number.
It's not plugged in?
That's interesting.
Is it not plugged in?
We're going to be collecting
everyone's
them.
like, Spike screwed it up.
I mean, I think you did.
Being accused live on television.
Can you try putting it in one of the side ones instead? Just try a side one. This is awesome.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties. Please stand by.
By the way, is the orange light on? No. Hello? Is it just not? Is the cable broken?
I do have a Pro Controller upstairs. If everything breaks.
Pro Controller on set, stat.
Thankfully, it's a Nintendo Switch.
This is so stupid.
We're not exactly asking.
As we're collecting moons, we're also still collecting ways to get out of bounds.
But I
by the
missed
way.
it.
Yeah, that one was a tough one. That one's probably like, in my opinion, one of the hardest ways to get out of bounds nowadays.
Basically, what was supposed to happen there is that as the chest opens, it can kind of push you out of bounds. But we didn't get it. It's okay.
That's okay. Just kind of got to go around the long way. It would have allowed us to collect some moons out of bounds and kind of grab them from, the depths.
A better position,
But you can't always make that work.
Some super tough movement we're going to try to go for here, where we keep the camera pan down so that this terrifying eel doesn't want to come out to play. Oh my
Jesus.
I don't think I turned my camera down fast enough at the beginning, but that's okay. I can just damage boost through him. Oh, or he can leave.
Yeah.
That's the other option.
Optimally, you go through there, you don't have to wait at all, and you never take damage. Because again, as we stated, every time you take damage and then you get a power moon, you're wasting like 2.5 seconds on the health refill and then moving to the top right. Might not sound like that much time, but over the course of 500 power moons, you can lose many 2.5-second sections of time.
And that's on top of like taking damage sometimes, like stuns Mario. You fall backwards. Of course, that's never a good idea either. So. But yeah, the moons, as we were saying before, the moons that are collecting on the side of the screen, they're going to be so numerous in this category as we go through the painting chain that the game's just going to give up on counting them. Like, I'm kind of glad that that's the case, because otherwise they just start like, taking over the entire screen or something. But yeah, eventually it's just going to say ... and we're going to have absolutely no idea how many moons we're collecting.
Yeah.
But also, that comes with a very satisfying moon dump. After the entire painting chain is done, we're going to dump all those moons into the Odyssey all at once.
It's going to be good, yeah.
Very satisfying stuff.
Yep. So yeah, now we're in Lake. Normally I'd be going into Wooded right now, but because I misclicked earlier, we basically just the positions of Lake and Wooded swapped. It also means I get Lake fishing out of the way earlier.
Yeah, but at this point, everything else is fixed. Like, Ganon's got everything else that he needs. He's just going to be doing it in a different order.
Oh, boy.
This is the worst moon ever.
Oh, boy.
Do not
Hello.
like this fish.
Hello.
We did get lucky on the snowfish earlier, so this is not expected to go
he's
well. but
Looking
maybe-
at us.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, and it
Okay,
was
that
first
is not
try on the
bad.
RNG.
Okay.
There's only one fish left, so it's not a good one either, but... Yeah, it is interesting though how these paintings basically, they don't point towards a specific kingdom, they point to like the position of the kingdom. So yeah, because that choice was made, it changed a little bit.
Nice usage of the spin throw right there for almost more of its kind of intended usage. Being able to get a bunch of notes underwater very quickly.
And that's before we open up the moon rock. And I think we're going to be doing a collection of just some of the fast moons around Lake Kingdom, doing a couple, cleanups. So we probably got some time for some donations if we got any in.
So we have $20.44 from Cindy saying, Ganon, it's been such an honor to watch you grow as a speedrunner over the past couple of years. Watching with Piper, and we've enjoyed every moment. Keep it up, and good luck on beating Trevor's side. If you know, you know.
Oh, my Lord. Thank you, Cindy.
Also have $25 from Evan saying, collecting these moons is a snap when Ganon is wearing the cap. Triple jump, roll, and slide to reach the darker side. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Love it. Huge. Picking up our first of our Goombet moons right there. She thinks you're a Goomba, so she gives you a moon. Now one of my favorite sub-areas in the game. They want you to capture one of these frogs. No, we are saving the frogs today, and we are going to just jump across all of this purple Kool-Aid right here. Any of this would end our life.
It's a one-hit kill, yeah.
Big jump across. Got to land on that platform just in time. Oh, nicely done.
All right, all right.
It's not over, though. It's not over, though. We got to get back to the platform.
Yeah, dying here would still be pretty
Okay, that was
unfortunate,
we're
but
good.
this is
Okay,
pretty
there we
good.
go.
And the
Okay,
double
we're all-
moon is the
We're
all-
reward.
Yeah, they give you 2 moons for that one.
Yeah, basically the key one is the extra one, and we just collect both of them at the same time.
Exactly, yeah.
Again, you did say Seaside Peach was your favorite, so we get the back-to-back right here.
Hello. That's a wall. Maybe don't do that next time.
And again, coming up here on the next moon, this is where we're going to see the payoff for having that pirate outfit. There's an NPC over here. She's just like, pirates are cool. Here's a moon.
Yep.
Yep.
There's like 5 different moons in this kingdom that are impress a lady character, and they give you one. So there's the Princess Peach back there. There's one for showing off a cheap. There's one for talking to her in her secret little room. There's this one right here. It's a great thing.
Right, and it's actually interesting because the entire reason this route basically works, Dane just talked about this, is because you get a certain amount of outfit moons. And some of those moons are obtained by, yes, showing someone a specific outfit, talking to a person like a mechanical outfit. But another one is the one that Ganon is going to be doing here. You are supposed to only enter this room with a specific outfit, but holy,
first
okay,
try.
first
That is
try.
so
That is
boy.
actually crazy. I was going to explain the trick because I wasn't expecting this to happen first try. This is really hard to do. But yeah, you're supposed to have an outfit to get into this room, so this counts as an outfit room, outfit moon, and again, I just got that instantly. That was very impressive.
We've got... Oh, boy, okay.
Another small trick here, basically manipulating the camera in a way that you can talk to this NPC without actually seeing them. They are behind the wall, but by
Hopefully this works. I hope
putting
my
the camera in that
controller's
position,
busted.
you can talk
We're
to
good.
Buddy.
We're good.
Okay, there we
Control
go.
controller saved.
That was making me really nervous. I was like running through all those scenarios in my head where it's like, what if I die in midair over a pit? You know, it's like, that's what my brain was doing to me. Like when my controller dies in midair. Okay, we're good.
I also do want to, like, Ganon doesn't want to say it because it makes it sound like, oh, gamer crying about controllers. This game, I'm just saying, is harder when it's plugged in.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's just because of the motion controls. I have dumped my Switch off my desk multiple times from trying to play with motion controls, so I am being very, very.
Well, now you don't have to
very
worry.
nice.
It's not plugged into your Switch.
Oh, you're right.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
it's
Wait,
going.
that's a
You'll
great
yank
point.
the entire stream with you.
Oh, yeah, that's a little more important.
What? Who said woo? Someone's out here chaotic evil. This is good. Another awesome sub area.
love this
Danger's
one.
take this one.
I love this one so much. So the idea here is that you're supposed to be avoiding some fuzzies. You're supposed to be like grabbing the ledges. Obviously, we do not have time for that because we're speedrunners. So we're going to try and do this very scary jump across the way. Just barely enough height. And you think it's over. It's not over yet. We're going to go ahead and use this platform here. Do a Shireen bounce, which is kind of just like a really close proximity cap bounce
There we go.
to get up the wall.
Hello. Oh, hello.
And then the platform is going to take us to where we need to be.
There we go. That was good
That
enough.
room
Yeah,
is
it goes,
way
it goes.
slower as a casual player than it is as a speedrun.
Definitely.
For sure. Skipped a lot of cycles with that.
And that's it for Lake. Lake is another really good one for its sub areas too. I gotta hand it to it.
Yeah, Lake's a nice quick one. You're in and out, and it's got 2 or 3 amazing sub areas. Now we go into Sand Kingdom, and again, this is the biggest kingdom in terms of moons in the entire
Yep.
game. It's got 89 moons in it. None of them are just achievement moons. Tons of stuff. We're gonna be here for a little while.
Yep, this is also my favorite split in the run. And the split I'm probably the best at, so
Oh.
lots of cool stuff.
Can you get it first try? Oh, legendary.
Yeah, that one can actually be hard to find for like no reason at all. It's just not super in the center.
Yeah, it's slightly off
It's
center.
slightly off, yeah.
I think they did that just to make me upset.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about when they make the game.
Nintendo
So upset,
trying to
actually,
make Ganon cry.
specifically you.
Yeah, it's just me, no one else. Mario Odyssey for my Nintendo Switch.
For yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
only mine. Only I get this game.
Another fast bunny moon. Then we're going to get another possession moon right over here from the Bonneteer. And then we have got the adorable little doggo that we're going to actually get a couple of different moons with. Now, anyone who has played the game, the dog is something where once you kind of activate it, it'll go around and dig up moons in the sand. You would think this would take too long. The reason why the dog moons work in this route is because we are going to be doing other things like hitting that bird in the face, talking to Music Toad, giving him some new music to work
I
with.
just turned it on and then off.
Dude, I've done that so many times.
Yeah, he wants to listen
whoa,
to like a
whoa.
specific music
There we
track,
go.
yeah, and usually there's multiple options. Like sometimes there's stuff like I want to hear an epic battle, and you can just pick any boss fight music, and
Yep.
usually we just pick the fastest one with the least menuing.
Yeah, which is the escape sequence in this case. Hello, can... why is that there? Who put that there?
Who patched this into Mario Odyssey?
Who decided that was a good... Oh, who put that there?
So again, while that dog is doing its thing, you are collecting literally 4 other power moons.
Yeah.
While it's doing its thing. And what Ganon is doing very carefully is he's keeping that dog on screen the entire time.
Yeah.
Just like Spike said, if it's not on camera, it doesn't exist. That includes the poor little puppers as well.
And since I lost so much time, he actually does get to come back.
He's
in.
ready to find another moon.
Yeah.
He wants a treat for finding that moon.
Unfortunately, you cannot pet the dog in this game. Kind of makes it a 0 out of 10 in my eyes.
Understandable.
Now, we've been talking about how tough the bunnies are in this game. We've been talking about how tough the fish are in this game, and birds go with that as well. Danger's a connoisseur of birds himself right here.
I do
What
enjoy
are so
birds.
tough about birds and their load zones?
Oh, well, I mean, usually they're on a global cycle, and you want to get there in time, and you want to integrate those birds into your runs because they need to be in the right place at the right time. This one is kind of special, though. This one actually is just like the dog. If it's on camera, it exists. If it's not, it doesn't. So this whole part of the ruins is actually going to be, it doesn't look like Ganon's doing anything that special about it.
Well,
that would have been so sick if you got that.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's okay. That's all right.
It's okay. We can just wait for the platform.
Yeah,
cycle,
I'm also
but-
getting like absolutely
Bombarded.
bombarded with bullet bills. But yeah, continue.
But this whole ruin section, you're going to be seeing the camera kind of turning in different directions at different times, and that's because there's a bird circling the poison swamp that you see out
Yeah, you
in the
can kinda
background
see.
there. And we want that bird to be in the right place at the right time. So the camera's going to be pointing over there for a little bit, and then it's going to kind of turn around. And
Yeah.
all of that's kind of being done on purpose, even if the camera's kind of, inconvenient at times.
Yeah, because I messed up that section too, I kind of have to just have my camera like this the entire time now. Because the bird was on screen for too long, so it's a little farther ahead than I want it to be. So I'm gonna like keep turning my, oh, hello. Gonna keep turning my camera down and not facing that area for as long as I can.
Now going to be looking to try to bait this bullet bill over here.
It's okay, can get another one. All right.
And that's some interesting tech right here that I don't personally understand, so I'll hand it off to one of you to explain it. How do we just make the bullet bill go real fast?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, Lim.
I'm pretty sure this was actually also something that Tuval at one point pointed out, where, or I mean Yash, one of those two probably, where if you actually, and this is kind of counterintuitive, the bullet bill has like a boost button when you press Y, and the bullet bill also has like, again, the kind of hidden feature where if you shake, you get like a little bit of a boost. And eventually we found out that it's actually faster to not boost and only use the shake to accelerate the bullet bill.
Yeah, we're not really sure why that is. But it's very helpful for this one. I actually have no idea how you're supposed to get this one casually because without shaking the bullet bill to give it that extra speed boost, it is very tight.
Yeah, you saw me I missed it with the speed tech. Like
Right.
it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, I know they made it a challenge early on with Mario Odyssey. Like, can you get all 880 moons in the game without ever shaking the controller, without using any of the motion controls? For a long time, that was moon 880. They couldn't figure out how to get over there. They finally were able to extend it completely. So now, this bird that is over here,
I have no idea
you want to
where it is.
combine it with the free moon over there and the timer challenge, which we're absolutely cheating for.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I gotta get the timer challenge first.
yeah,
Hold
get
on.
that
Okay,
one.
we got this, we got this.
Yeah, I'll go get the other moon, and then it should be back around.
Yeah, the bird sort of suspends up in the air for a little. It flies a little higher up in the air.
Yeah, and if that whole section in the ruins had gone perfectly, then the bird would be kind of sitting in this area right here.
Yeah.
Then you could just like pass right by 1, 2, 3, grab all the
Right.
moons
Bang,
and
bang,
keep
bang.
going.
Yeah.
You still kind of get the idea though, and this is basically the beauty of the post game. There's like
Exactly.
3, sometimes 4 moons on screen that is waiting to be collected. And
Yeah.
You get so many moons in these revisits.
Yeah. Luckily, though, that whole cycle section is done now, so I don't have to
worked out
worry about
still.
that anymore.
Yeah,
But
you just have another fish.
yeah, I was
coming
gonna say there's a different thing to worry about now.
Did you get 2 first biters so far?
Yeah.
I think so, right? Can we
Yeah.
make it 3 though?
Probably not now that
I was
you
gonna
said
say
that.
it. Even if I didn't, I feel like I've never seen it, but maybe.
I have never seen it before either. Oh,
yeah,
hello.
exactly. And GDQ is known for that sort of stuff.
That is kind of true. That's kind of true.
All right, our third and final fishing moon coming up here. The fishing moon is another one of those Toadette achievements. Like,
Right.
they're all kind of slow, and they all have RNG, which makes them even slower. But getting all 3 of them together means that you get 1 Toadette.
Wow.
Wow.
Fight
We've
again.
never seen that happen before. Wow.
Yeah. Also, you're talking about an SM64 callback. How about a Lakitu bounce?
Right.
Boink.
Ooh, the Lakitu bounce. Love it.
Something we'll be seeing in 2 days.
Oh, hello.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna
Okay,
the
nice.
challenge
Not
flag.
bad. That was a good backup.
All right.
Cool.
Chat, I want to say, I'm so, chat. Crowd, I'm
I-
so proud of y'all.
I've had the impulse to call the crowd chat this entire time.
Right.
I almost
catch
called you
myself
3
every
chat.
single time.
Like,
They're your mods. We got the swords, ready to ban nerds left and right. Get over it with the crate, come on.
I mean, at this point, we all kind of just chat though. Like,
Now we're getting existential about it.
Yep.
So right here with these notes, Moon, we're gonna try to combine this on a cute little double bounce here to get up to these platforms. It's really hard to get.
that's weird. It's probably, I'm just taking
Oh,
damage.
Oh, let's
Damage,
go!
but still got the
Oh
jump.
my God.
Yeah,
We take those.
we do take those. Taking damage there, even with the damage refill, that's still way faster than
It's still
going
work,
around
yeah,
and
it's still
waiting for the cycles. So figured I would still go for it there.
Now, Lim, you said, I believe this is your favorite Peach right here.
right. This version, I like this one. She's in Metro too.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, nice dress. Loving it, loving it.
We're gonna grab a
Just
couple
casual,
moons.
you know.
We're gonna grab a couple moons at the top of the pyramid. Maybe some time for donations.
Yeah, this is a great time.
Yeah, follow-upping on that bid war for the Mario Party character, Wario has now taken the lead. We have $100 from Lingo Maniac saying, did you hear that Wario returned to his job at the pizza shop? It was the no, he missed. But seriously, who doesn't love that famous line from Mario Party? So yeah, Wario is about $25
that in the
ahead
Hall of
right
Fame.
now.
That was
If we
awesome.
want to keep him ahead so that we can maybe hear that line. Make sure to keep donating. That is the next run coming up here soon, so get those donations. Maybe you want to see Peach, though. I don't know.
Yeah, we got a random blue moon popping out here, and this is because this was the wooded hint that we looked at earlier.
Yeah,
right.
There will be another random miscolored moon later in this kingdom as well. There's actually 2 hint arts that lead back to sand, which is interesting.
That's Bowser.
Hello.
Right?
Yeah. I guess I could just leave that one and get another one, but, you know, probably not the best idea.
All right, so this sub area is really fun. When I figured out that you could do this, it was sort of like a put your controller down and walk away kind of moment, because I was like, I spent all of my effort doing the sub area the proper way when you can do this.
Nope.
Yeah, see
And
ya.
like the game is aware. Is the fun part.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because-
There's actually like a coin stack in the bottom left corner of the screen here.
Right.
There's a coin stack that like you can get, and you can just, yeah, the game knew that you could do this.
Yeah, we didn't see it, but they actually put a coin stick there to like reward you for finding this.
And I do like that about Odyssey as well. Like, obviously, there are certain things that speedrunners do that no casual player is ever going to come across. But some of the ones that are like just within reach, just within like, you know, the thoughts in the back of your head, like, do you think I could get up there? And sometimes the answer is yes, and they reward you with coins.
How did I not bonk?
That was cool.
That was so weird. Mario just said, I'm done.
Yeah, he just gave up.
I am stopping.
Didn't even want to do the animation. He was like, yeah, no, I'm tired of this.
All right, now, Ganon, I don't ask for much being on your couch.
Yes.
I'm going to need you to hit this sheep.
Please hit the sheep.
Hit the
Please
sheep.
hit-
Hit the
please hit
sheep.
the sheep.
Please
hit the
hit the
sheep.
sheep.
Hit the sheep.
Please hit
Do
the
it,
sheep.
do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
They hit the sheep.
Oh, I was gonna try to juggle it. Damn, that's okay. That's okay. You're welcome.
All right,
If you
this-
ever had to deal with these sheep, you understand.
Yeah.
That's very
true.
true.
That was cathartic. You know what? Leave the sub area. Go do it again. I once again need you to do it again.
There's one more of these additional captures coming up here. We talked about this. We want a certain amount of captures to actually get that to that moon. So this is basically just so we progress our capture counter, and then we just get the second moon.
Yeah, the total numbers, Ganon does need 35 captures in order
40.
to get that.
40,
Oh, is it
It's
40?
it's 40, yeah.
I made up a number, my bad. But with only the ones that we need for certain things like glide on here and everything, breaking this moon, you're supposed to grab this one by riding on the platforms and everything. We're gonna fly straight into that sucker.
Yeah, who needs platforms?
They're just a suggestion.
Truly.
It's a speedrunner's motto. You saved glide on. I appreciate that. That's
Yep.
Good. For anyone who doesn't know, it is invisible platforms on all these bridges and everything, so.
Yeah, you're supposed to use the Moai capture and put on its sunglasses to see the invisible platforms, or you can just know where they are.
Right.
That's the other option. I almost died.
call-
That was close.
Call the Nintendo Power Hotline. They'll let you know. It always scares me that you dive right there.
Well, that would be why it
probably
scares
why.
you.
I
don't think that's why.
Thank you. I was just kind enough to demonstrate why it's scary, you know?
I was like, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything to jinx it, but I dove really late there, and I kind of knew that was going to happen, but I just wanted to not say anything in case it didn't happen, but yeah.
But then I jinxed it.
No,
Is it jinxing? I feel like
I don't know.
I called it. I think more
It's
so.
okay. The checkpoint is not too far away. We got Glidon carrying us over again.
Yeah, we're good. It's kind of one of those expected time losses. That's a lot better. I should not die here.
It always scares me that you dive. Okay.
There you go.
We waited long enough to
If I had nailed it that time.
And that
would've been-
marks round 2 where I die on the moon before an intentional death.
Right,
And I have to
that's
go
right.
back there and die again.
Now, pay attention to this part right here. Ganon is going to be trying to go for another very tricky
This one is
capture
so
warp
cool. It
strategy.
works.
So we're going to spawn this moon in, and then the kind of hard thing about this now is that this bullet bill is wearing a visor, so we need to knock it off first with this hat throw here. And then Ganon is going to come back, and there's another moon hidden on, well, not very well hidden, actually, at the top of this,
It's right there.
this sand waterfall. But you can see, throws Cappy back, homes in, sucks back up into the bullet bill. That's a lot harder than it looks, by the way. Very
Yeah,
hard.
it is. It's really hard, and it also refreshes the bullet bill. It was actually going to blow up there, but by capturing it, it basically gets a full duration again, and we can use it to fly over here.
I don't know why I jumped. Okay, cool.
Sand
You just
Kingdom's
gotta
done.
jump as Mario. And now we go
That's
to
true.
another banger kingdom. We got Metro 2 right here.
Yeah, I don't like this one. personally.
I was lying. We get the worst kingdom in the game. It's actually common in the Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning community. Now, canonically, this kingdom is it's New Donk City, of the Donkey Kong family. We call it New Bonk City.
This is New Bonk City. I discover a new bonk every time I come here. It's really awesome.
There is crap everywhere in this kingdom that you're going to bonk into.
There sure
Fire
is.
hydrants, poles everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a rough time.
You guys were talking about something, but in Metro 1, I bonked into a fire hydrant that I swear the devs put there on purpose. It is right like on the line between a pole and where Pauline is. Like it is
I know
directly
what you mean, yeah,
in the
yeah.
way.
We'll get those dirty speedrunners.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
Slick.
Yeah.
Slick roll timing there to avoid like bumping
gap, yeah.
underneath. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Love this movement right here. Flicking across, you're going to be able to just up throw into this and then go straight into the bunny, cutting him off at the
Nice.
pass, getting another moon, setting up another cap throw over there to capture this one.
Everybody's already
perfect
on
over.
there. That was like perfect timing.
Now turning the camera up, because once again, moon's not on screen, it doesn't exist. Would have went straight through the moon and would have been crying at that point. I would have at least cried for you. And now once again, limcube, your best.
Well, but she's kind of off the screen, but that's okay. We'll get her on screen for this moon animation. There you go.
Beautiful. I'm in tears.
And now she's back off screen.
Gonna be using this once again. Again, love the usage of the poles right here all throughout Metro Kingdom. Left at the cafe, picking up another moon, and then dropping down for a crate for another moon. While we're grabbing this moon, Nukes, let's get another donation or two red.
Yep.
Sure thing. We got $50 from Ryan saying, just tuned in, and the energy this late at night is invigorating. The run is jaw-dropping, and the commentary is excellent. Special shout out to that one audience member who's clapping above their head. I'm getting tired just watching you.
That is effort.
Yeah.
There are
dedication. I love
500
that.
of these.
Yeah, a little workout at the same time. Efficiency.
That one audience member has a trainer that's like, listen,
I have an idea.
instant 12-pack.
Yeah, just go to GDQ. You can skip arm day for the rest of the week.
Yeah, you get a whole arm week here.
My man's just up, just icing the arms the rest of the night. Anyways, love this set of moons right here. We've got this dog that once again, you would think like, oh, it's too slow having to do this. However, if you combine the dog with the scrap moon, with the bird moon coming up, because you got to wait on the bird anyways, you get actually a really good combo of moons.
And this is interesting because this moon was technically actually available earlier when we were here, but it's just more optimal to get it here.
And right there you saw again, a ground pound onto a spot that just popped out some coins. This dog actually has to
Go there.
You has to go there first, has to do that digging spot, which gives you the convenient time to wait for the bird and then get the dog moon on the next ground pound spot.
Yeah, all kind of links together to make that platform fast in total.
We're also at the point, by the way, where you can see the moon cone on the left just kind of stop trying.
It
Everybody's
gave
at the
up.
dot area now. And this will be very fun when we actually do dump those moons in later.
Yeah, it's even more fun in All Moons when you dump from like 160 to 720
Right.
moons
That's right.
at once. That's it's like a minute-long
Yeah, it's still
cutscene of
good.
just
Yeah, it's still good,
moons.
Another cute little combining of some moons right here, getting this timer challenge, and then we're actually going to take a little leap of faith and drop this scooter down for some free parking.
Yep, we'll be back for that later. And by later, I mean now.
Basically.
Right now.
Oh, the dunk right on it. It's kind of, it'll try to help you snap into
There you go.
place. It was making you work for it there.
Yeah.
Can be finicky.
Another super fun sub area coming up right here, climbing up Pitch Black Mountain, I believe it's called.
Yes, Pitch Black Mountain.
And I do love this sub area as well. Another one that speedrunners just absolutely destroy.
I don't really know why these enemies are here, because I'm pretty sure they're basically unique to Bowser's Kingdom, but I think sub areas don't really have rules.
You're going to a different area, yeah. Love whenever you throw in those little roll cancels right there to basically give yourself that spin speed, but then also change directions, and you can also fit in some vectoring to get even more speed getting down to the ground even faster.
Yep.
Now, this bird sucks.
Yes.
True. We get one chance here to basically snipe it after this moon. And we also gotta get the moon from the bird. There's the bird.
Okay, well that's fine. I can land here. Nope. Ooh, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You caught
cat-
the bird at least.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always the most important thing, as long as you get the bird. Now, getting up here,
It's a bit of a challenge. Why are you doing that?
There's the
Where is
Balu
he
dive.
going?
That was the value dive we made mention of.
What is happening to me?
Metro Bird, dude, this is such an adventure of a moon.
It really is. There we go.
There it is.
And we got the...
That's all right. And then hopefully I can do this sub area wall to make up
Yeah,
for it.
this is
because
a
it looks
super
really
fun
cool.
sub area.
Yeah, it's also kind of bugged. These pillars there specifically, these poles can be really
well-
annoying to deal with.
Yeah, that's there's an
Yep.
example.
Yep.
Okay, that's all right. Oh, yeah, okay. It's okay. Metro 2 is full of a lot of funny things that can happen to you that just add up over time.
Oh, we're going to get the back up. Let's go. A little cat vault once again, able to a cat bounce. See, that was still like, keep in mind, that's the slow way to do that
Yeah,
room all of a sudden
right.
for speedrunners. And you're not using like any of the intended pole mechanics or anything.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Beautiful up throw right there to get to utilize the creativity of that pole being right there. You use like every pole in this game. That's great.
It's great, yeah.
They're fun. Another possessed man. Again, we keep it a secret.
Once again, give me the moon. I won't tell anyone.
Also, random purple moon. Hello.
Purple moon from
Hello,
Seaside Kingdom.
Seaside.
here.
And now here, this is where you would normally play the RC car moon right here. Instead, wham!
And this is so funny because you don't really see this when you watch streamers because the camera usually doesn't reach the far, but you literally role play a scooter driver when you do
Yeah,
this
it's
moon.
so funny.
Because when you turn around the controller there, you get to basically steer the controller extra like extreme, and you can actually steer so far that Mario tilts into the cage
Yes.
and you get the moon from
In
the
order to
cage.
do that, you need to tilt the controller like literally upside down. We were actually just talking about this moon before we started this run. If you guys are familiar with GDQX, you should watch Fur_ do it. He does it with Joy-Cons, and it looks like he plays air guitar, and I just love that.
Okay, so here's the long jump out of crates. Do I do it or not? Okay, okay, sure, I'll do it. Hold on.
Surely nothing can go wrong.
I mean,
Oh, this will look sick if you get it, though. Oh.
there you go. You're welcome. That is the last thing oh, hello. That is like the last thing I expected the audience to clap for coming into this. That's so funny. Because, like, the inside joke is, like, I got made fun of for doing that because it's slow. Like, that's the whole thing behind that.
Is that slow? It
Yeah.
looked great.
One roll boost into a dive is supposed to be the fast thing, but
Yeah, because you can dive straight over the crate and not even touch it. But it's okay. That's the movement I did and still do in any percent, so. Oh, no!
That is truly.
That is
No one.
insane. That is crazy that just happened to me. It is so much harder to land on that fence than it is to go in the painting. That is just, I can't believe that just happened to me right now.
That was funny.
It's
Yeah.
cool. We got a good checkpoint there.
Yeah.
And speaking of checkpoints, there's actually one we want to get here, kind of in a sneaky way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cute how you get this one. The guy, it would waste time to get it, but if you start that, then you get it.
Right.
And this is Wooded Kingdom. Remember, we've actually not achieved world peace in this game yet.
That's true.
This kingdom was left in disarray, in complete shambles. And we've waited until basically the very end of our painting chain to come in here and finish it off.
Okay.
Nice shots, nice shots.
Yeah, so as it turns out now, we're getting this story moon, and then we're going to do the final boss fight of the run right here.
Yup.
Little torque drift action.
That was good.
Good
You
timing
guys
on
got
that
it.
story moon. Yeah, very
Really
good.
good.
Is that
We
the
also-
last story moon other than like Torque Drift?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and darker side.
And then we also have the multi-moon.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, going in here, torque drift is actually one of the bosses with the, I would say, least amount of tech, but
There's a little bit.
There's just a little bit. And yeah, it has
Revolving.
less to do with the boss and more
Right.
to do with what you use to beat the boss. And that here is this lad. The speedrun community has affectionately referred to as Speedy Nut Boy.
Yes.
And now the reason for that is you can see that the movement is kind of slow, kind of clunky. When they land on the ground, they kind of like stutter to a stop. Now, before the second phase begins, Ganon is going to try to use that spawning platform and land on it in a certain way. And it kind of like negates that stunning. And you can also jump off of it to get an even further jump. Basically upgrading the what do we call these? The uproots, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We're basically Pokemon evolving the uproot as this boss fight goes along.
Yeah. I did get the stun cancel removed, but I did not manage to get the fast, like the far jump. Hopefully I can get that before the third phase.
Yeah, luckily this boss fight is very scripted, very easy.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time to try and get it before the second phase.
And
In
it's
fact,
also a small optimization at the end of the day. It's not like a
yeah,
big deal.
a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can do to
If
make this
even.
fight
There we go.
faster.
Yeah, now we're going fast.
Yeah, now you can see it is jumping.
He's jumping a lot
Yeah.
quicker now, basically, and he can preserve that state by continuously moving.
Yeah, it'll be really obvious when I do this phase how much faster I can just jump between the objects.
A really fun and very rare thing that can
Yeah,
happen in this
that's
fight
so quick.
sometimes is when you do the attack on Torque Drift, you're doing this part right here. Sometimes you can clip through like that.
Yeah.
Other times you can clip through the ground.
Yeah.
If that
the-
happens,
the
then
bad
you just
outcome.
that's the bad ending. You just fall through the stage.
That's the bad ending.
Yeah, I think that happens if you do what I just did and then you do it again, but I don't know if there's like an actual, like, I don't know if that's confirmed. That's just like my speculation.
Like, a small thing we have to point out, that, like, even just the way Ganon just grabbed that moon by spin pounding and then spin throw, roll canceling 16 inputs to grab a moon to save like 2 frames, that's Odyssey.
Yeah,
That's Odyssey. It
including
is.
this.
Including
violent jerk
literally
to the
moving your
side.
body, yeah. Yeah, working out to save the frames.
Yup.
Dedication.
But that's fun. Now you've got almost some any % movement that gets baked into the like 2.5 hour mark of the Darker Side run. Grabbing that rock, hitting the bunny with the rock, and then chucking the rock and breaking it as it lands with the other rock to break open the other moon.
Still got a
Now
moon to
sick.
buy.
I was about to say goodbye to the pirate outfit. We're not done with it.
Nope, that changes in luncheon.
Yeah. One more kingdom.
Yep.
And you're not going to have to worry about the hint art anymore, so you just break this and warp away.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
That's small time save in Wooded 2.
But yeah, while we're progressing, maybe a couple more donations.
True.
Yeah, we just mentioned the Mario outfits. I've got $10 from Chocolate Dave saying donating a follow-up for the best Mario outfit, which is also Pauline. It says right here, also Pauline. Weird.
Interesting.
All right.
Also have $500 from Anonymous saying, loving the crowd clap on the moons. Y'all's timing is amazing.
Ooh, barely too far away there. It's okay.
Yeah, it's another one where, once again, you got to keep it on camera.
Hi, Mario.
Hello, Mario.
Hello, Mario.
Oh, he's coming to get you.
Stop.
Oh, Cappy's like, I am here. Oh, my
Hi,
God.
Cappy. Oh, thanks, Cappy. I did not want that, though. Oh, hello. Okay, we're good.
Nice. All right, cheeky little movement here. So,
This moon is great.
yeah, I love this. Actually, it probably doesn't even need an explanation. We'll just let you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. What's up?
Yeah, I think the game usually wants you to use Glidon to fly over to that island to talk to Captain Toad, but...
Yeah, but that's lame.
Yeah, the
That is
boss
lame,
fight.
though, and we got the vector mechanic we talked about a bunch of times already.
That's right. The boss fight that we actually just did is technically not the tippy top of the kingdom. This is here, and we actually get up here for free. The intended way to get all the way up there into that observation deck is to like bring one of those nuts that grows the beanstalk like all the way up there. Yeah, it's very slow. So
Now the little secret vault, there's lots of nuts in this kingdom. We got lots of fast moons from them.
Yeah. Another thing is both of these moons back to back, you're supposed to do some like crazy platforming section to get them, but you can kind of just not do that.
Yep.
Right.
that's kind of why I love Wooded in this category. Is just like all of the moons that like have puzzles kind of baked into the stage along the sides and stuff like that. You just go to the top, jump off.
Yeah, it's the theme of a lot of moons in this game where just if you can just fall on the moon, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Falling is faster than climbing or
Falling is
horizontal
always
movement.
good, yeah.
Little cheeky strat right there where they want you to actually get 8 Goombas, but it's a little faster to get 7 and then just slightly walk up that hill. Because it's supposed to be, you got to be at like eye level with Goombat.
Right.
And she's like, it's eye level enough. You went up a hill. You tried.
You put in your best effort.
Yeah. There are 14 moons you get from nuts in this kingdom. It's
There
very-
are a lot. Yeah, here's another one actually. Hold on.
Just go running. Super awkward movement always to get back here, but nice. Getting right underneath it, being able to get that kind of double bop up into it, hitting it 2 out of its 3 hit points. There are at least 10 people in the audience who are sitting there going, they didn't even try with these moons anymore. That was just sitting in the air.
This next subroom also pretty cool. Has definitely been optimized over the years because it has also been seen play in any percent. There's basically lots of cycles going on. You're trying to avoid those fuzzies. And if your movement is just clean enough, you get the fastest cycles. Technically, there's like a really hard mechanic where you can clip through the wall there after this moon.
Yep, using another moon clip.
But
Not really
that's
Beautiful.
Yep.
Well done.
That utilizes a different kind of moon clip where you do a triple jump, and that is actually frame perfect. So those ones are just
Right.
like, you don't do those in speedruns in RTAs.
But basically, the way moon clips work is if you like throw Cappy as you're upside down and collect the moon, you get that clip. And
Yeah.
the ways to get upside down is either back flipping, side flipping, or triple jumping.
Yeah, and the reason that it's frame perfect there is because the moon is already spawned, so if you touch it, you just grab it immediately. Whereas with the backflip ones, basically you're getting inside
Right,
the moon
right,
before it's
right.
actually collectible.
Makes
Now,
sense.
we were talking about birds earlier, where once again, as soon as you either come out of a warp or you come out of a load zone, the bird cycle in any given kingdom, it will decide that's where it is starting from, and it starts moving around the kingdom. So from here, all of Ganon's movement is actually very important to make sure he catches this bird at the optimal point later
Oh,
on.
well, we'll get it at the second most optimal.
Yeah. So immediately, yeah, that's something Ganon has to keep track of. Okay, I made this much of a mistake. That means I need to change my strategy later on to catch the bird in a... And if we start moving too slow, you're not getting this bird. You got to come up with some goofy backup strats.
Yeah, I have a backup in case I miss it, but I shouldn't miss it as long as I just know what I'm doing. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Love that little spin pound.
I love this spin throw because, number one, if you miss the checkpoint and would have won it, grabs it as well, but you can also use it to hit the timer challenge.
Oh, that's such a cute spin throw.
Yeah,
that a
it
lot.
does a lot.
Changes directions, hits the checkpoint, and hits the timer challenge scarecrow all in one shot.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the bird. If I was fast enough, I could grab him over at that little cage area, but it's only a couple seconds slower to just grab it here.
Nice.
A leap of faith right over
Yeah.
Confident dive, I was gonna say.
I have lost more Darker Side runs than I can count because right underneath here is not actually a death plane. It's even worse. It's the deep woods.
It's the deep woods,
And
yeah.
We're already
like we
done there.
mentioned- Yeah, like we mentioned at the beginning of the run, Deep Woods has no like warping mechanics. The only way to get out is climb one of the beanstalks. Your run is over.
Yeah, your run's just...
Right. And once you're diving, you're diving.
Yep.
There's
that's
no way
exactly
out anymore.
Yeah, it's a mechanic that I don't know if we've really brought up over the course of this run, but diving into moons is great, or just like jumping into moons in general is really good because it refreshes your ability to do anything. Obviously, it stops any of your forward momentum. And if you did a cat bounce to get to a moon, it refreshes your ability to do another cat
Right.
bounce. So there's a lot of strategies that are built around, you know, doing that exact thing to then just continually be able to effectively fly through the air and get moon after moon after moon after moon.
Really cool subroom. This one actually gets a revisit in the dark side area, which we will not see in this run. But it's definitely pretty infamous for being one of the hardest one of the hardest casual moons, because in the dark side version of this room, you don't get to capture the bullet bill because they take Cappy away. And dark side kind of makes you realize how much you get used to Cappy in this game. Like, you feel so helpless
It's true.
without Cappy after getting used to it.
Just a couple moons left here in Wooded. Some really cool ways to end it off, actually combining that nut moon with the timer challenge while you're waiting for it to come out. And now we're gonna try to make our way over here, hit this, grab that ledge, because then the moon actually upwarps you on top of the platform. And now this is one of my favorite strats right here. Throw it out, jump, dive, and then it appears underneath you, where then you can set up for another backflip into a dive. Beautiful movement right there from Ganon.
And then here you have to move without Cappy, because Cappy isn't there, so it's actually quite scary, but we just gotta make it to the painting to our second visit to Lunch, which we will be actually visiting 3 times.
Yep. It's the only kingdom that you visit 3 times.
And there's routing reasons around that we won't really get into, but yeah, just understand it is faster for us to do this one in 3 trips.
Yes.
And do the moons kind of all in a different order.
Yeah, that's right. This is where our moon dump is going to happen. We're going to collect a couple of moons in here, and then we're going to take the Odyssey, and we're going to go to some of the kingdoms that are disconnected from the painting chain, but ultimately we're going to take a revisit back to Luncheon Kingdom because it's going to lead us back to Mushroom, and Mushroom is where we're going to finish up because that's where Toadette is.
Exactly.
Also, here's our tourist again, and at this point we can actually kind of see it starting to become worth it, because it's right there, and it maybe took like 10 seconds to talk to, and it was a free moon.
And it's going to be like that in the last 2 tourist moons as well.
Another awesome cap cancel right here.
Makes it across the gap so you can just run and do this, and there's a Podoboo waiting. Sorry, a lava bubble.
Cannon, man. Another awesome, awesome sub area coming up here. This one is like the classic sub area in Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning. It's in like every category. It's the forks. We're gonna be fork flicking all the way up this summit.
It's even got the soundtrack. It's
it's
definitely S tier.
Agreed.
Has anyone done like a sub area tier list?
Yeah, I think
this one's triple S.
This one's
Watch
the
this.
Yes. I'd say Luncheon has a handful of like S tier sub areas as
Oh yeah,
well.
that's true. There's one at the end of this split that's like my favorite sub area in the game.
You're gonna go for the strat, yeah?
Yep.
Also, one small thing that Ganon was doing that I think Little Burbs was the first person that did this, I remember. Basically, the tiniest optimization you can do is diving towards the object that you're going to be capturing, so that little animation where Mario turns into the object is shorter. Super small optimization.
Yeah, coming up on the scariest part of this, well, maybe not the scariest part of the split anymore, but one of them is the turnips. I do not like this movement.
I don't blame you.
When you're grabbing something, it just kind of like restricts your movement options heavily. You can't throw a cappy, you can't dive, so you have to do some. Okay, wait, I'm dead. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I spawn at the forks. I can do it again. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Like there, I tried to dive, and I had just said that I can't. Like I just can't save that if I mess it up.
This is one of those moons. The turnip, you put it in a pot. Surprise, you get a moon from that. I know, it's crazy. Things give you moons in this game. But you would think getting this turnip all the way over to the pot in order to turn it into a moon would definitely not be fast enough. And it's because you got to do this movement right here. Another triple jump right here to throw it across the gap and safely get Mario across the gap.
There we go. What? How did that go?
Fork.
That went
it
that
bounced
way.
off the fork.
It went that way. That's
Second
insane.
best Peach though, right here. We got overall
it's a good one.
Peach.
Yeah,
I like him.
there's not really a bad Peach app.
No, they're all good. They're all like minimum B+ tier.
I agree. Yeah.
I do actually also really like Cap. I kind of forgot.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that one is the
awesome.
classic.
Yeah, Cap Kingdom just gives me like funeral vibes.
It's great.
But stylish.
But stylish. Like it's sad, but girls working it.
That's right.
Kicking the bean.
That was such a satisfying sound effect.
Okay, now you say goodbye to the pirate outfit.
Now we're going to the mechanic outfit.
Yep.
The second and final additional costume that we collect in the run right here.
So I know we've been debating best Peach, whether we should bring Peach or Wario to the Mario Party. I just got word that coming up here actually soon is the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide starting character. That will be closing actually after the interview following this run with the Final Fantasy VI runners. So make sure to get those donations in. Right now, GoGo is in the lead, but you can change that with your donations.
Nukkuler, hit me with one quick donation if you can, because we're coming up on one of the coolest parts of the entire run.
Yeah, I've got $25 from One Free Fit saying super excited for the Final Fantasy Worlds Collide race coming up. Let's make a late push to get Celis into the starting party.
Let's do it. Should be a lot of fun. The Final Fantasy VI randomizer race coming up. And right there, canonically, I don't know how it works. I've used the word canon way too much during this commentary. But that machine there is like, oh no, I'm broken. By putting on a mechanic's outfit, you fix it.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
My favorite one is in Moon Kingdom. There's like a Chevarian that's just like, yo, I have an upset stomach. And then you just go in there in a doctor's office. It's like, oh, I feel better now. Okay.
One small thing we didn't really even talk about the entire time, this is just so natural to us, is how Ganon has basically been manipulating the slots there by like perfectly timing cap throws to always win. Don't get it twisted.
All right, this is such a fun sub-area, this one. Obviously supposed to ride the little blue elevator.
Am I okay? No, I'm dead. Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay.
One more.
Try it again.
I'll get it this time for sure.
This is an incredible, this is supposed to be a big, long auto-scroller. And Ganon's saying, I don't want it to be an auto-scroller.
Okay, what is, I don't know what that was. We're fine though. I only need, now I need the heart. It's okay though, we're good.
Backups on backups.
Please, nope.
Oh,
Close.
so close.
It's okay. This is like probably one of the hardest things in the run, so.
I would definitely agree. So basically what we're trying to do there with this movement is there's obviously the super slow moving platform. And honestly, even with multiple tries here, you will still be able to outrun the platform.
Are you
with the movement.
serious? I'm not getting, what I'm doing is I'm doing my second up throw too late, so I'm not getting enough height off the bounce.
Right.
Just. That'll work. There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one of the finest showcases of Super Mario Odyssey movement and like its capabilities is this sub area right here.
For sure. This sub area is awesome. At least I got to show it off.
Yeah, that's really, I know, Dangerous, you bring it up all the time. When you want to show a speed run in a marathon, it's almost more important just like, no, I'm going to do this cool thing till it looks like a cool thing.
That's right.
As opposed to like you're trying to play it safe and just get a PB or anything.
Also.
Oh, you get a break.
Yeah. That's right. That's a lot of
There's
moons.
some,
We've
there's
gotta
some
be hearing
moons.
some clapping.
We got to clap.
This is everything since Bowser won.
Yep. I've only been using paintings, so. Boom.
I love how the camera almost can't handle it.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
It's right there, 400 moons.
100
we
to
need
go.
500. 100 more power moons to go, and it's a quick set, 130 or so of them are gonna be very, very fast at the end.
Yeah, so we just visited basically all of the big kingdoms. Now, for the last 100, not only are we getting, I think, 32, is it? Or 31 to that moons?
32.
Which
Yeah.
we talked about. Basically, we plan around the entire run. There's going to be a lot of talking to that. But we still have to revisit some of these smaller kingdoms. Cap Kingdom, Lost Kingdom. And they are actually some of the most technical and really impressive kingdoms to watch.
And of course, we do them right at the end, as is tradition. The hard stuff right at the end, just to give you a little bit of suspense.
Yeah, speedrunning wouldn't be exciting if you got all this hard stuff out of the way first, you know?
Oof. That's so hard to not bonk right there.
True.
Yeah, the movement in Lost 2 and Cap 2 is pretty awesome. There's a lot of cool optimizations that have been done by a lot of community members. Oh, hello. You might want to exit the shop.
Now, don't be sleeping on Lost Kingdom Peach, though.
Pretty good explorer outfit. She out here finding things. She found a moon
for the occasion.
Making our way down to the moon rock, bust this sucker open and get another 10 or so additional moons
Frame
in there.
perfect
just
cap
hit a
throw.
frame throw.
That was,
Let's
yeah.
go.
I did not mean to do that. I pressed the wrong button. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Lost Kingdom is a nail biter. If you guys can remember back to the beginning when we did Lost Kingdom, that purple poison, instant death, and there's even more death-defying moments in Lost Kingdom right here, especially after this section right here. We're gonna grab a couple moons here. And as soon as that happens, we're gonna go off to the side of the screen here, and we're just gonna jump over this poison, and we're gonna spend the next probably minute and a half hanging over the top of it, just like
Yep, literally right
defying it
there.
as much as possible.
World peace does not mean much here.
No.
This is a underrated hard moon right here. Actually, just successfully getting
Getting it
out
there.
of the Captain Toad. Ooh, I like going to the platform right there. Cutting out some wall kicks, jumping up to that moon, and now going for the moon shards.
The Spikevegeta shuffle.
Okay, hello
Oh.
there. Hello. Speaking of death-defying moments, that was
Just
that was
teasing.
certainly something. I did that in the practice room. That time I was even closer to dying.
Mario had 2 of his toes on that tree right there.
Yeah.
Said, I'm good. Strongest toes in the West.
Look at that face. That's kind of goofy.
True. And we actually already skipped one of those Wiggler captures earlier in the kingdom where we used, if you remember, Glidon to basically warp back after grabbing the key. We're going to be doing that again here. This is most likely intended to be done
Hello.
with the Wiggler.
Okay, well, we'll try it again. It's okay.
Yep.
I was like, go for it.
Okay, I'm dead now.
Now we can just use the mountain warp.
True. That's a pretty
Is it
powerful
faster
spawn
there?
point.
Oh, well, yeah, you're back here.
Oh, yeah.
You want to
probably.
go up here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I usually, when I die there, I just go back up, but this is probably faster, so thank you for the strat. Yeah, no, this literally is your run. You're right. Like, you should just submit this yourself.
Yeah, on the YouTube upload, can we just put my name on?
Yeah, much flashier to use the spin throws than it is to use the Wiggler here.
Nice.
Little bonk on the wall.
There you go. Yeah, so this kingdom is extremely nerve-wracking, so
It is.
the mistake is to be expected, I guess.
Oh, that was so cool.
Woo! Extremely tight timing to do that.
Yeah,
Okay, it can be your run. That was very cool.
You can have it back.
that's the deciding factor. Hello, bunny. Oh,
Oh,
Nice catch.
Nice.
that was the most impressive bunny grab of the night because there was really no setup or anything. It was just, I'm going to dive into it.
yeah, just hope.
See what happens. Go with the flow.
Now we got this timer challenge, which we need a platform somewhere.
Thank you.
That'll do it.
It's a good time also to talk about these trees, which are kind of weird because the leaves are not really behaving like leaves. It's super easy to bonk against them. Like if
They're
they would be
brick
like
walls.
they're literally
Yes.
brick walls, and
Yeah.
you really don't want to do that here because basically Ganon just grabbed a moon while the timer challenge was active, and yeah, even though he had some time left at the end, it is actually easy to like bonk once, twice, and then the moon is gone, and then you're just crying.
Yup.
Yeah.
The sides of them are like walls, and the top, it's
like weird. It's where you, like, roll
a
off.
tightrope. Yeah, it's
I would like to see the collision of those. So surely there's like some tool right now.
There is.
Yeah.
Probably check it out.
Do want to get to some donations here in just a second, but we do have one super sexy jump
beginning
coming
of
up right
Cap is
here.
crazy,
The
yeah.
beginning of Cap. Normally what they want you to do is go out and get one of these little Paragoombas, the little floaty boys, to just fly over there and hit this moon rock. That's like 3 seconds too slow on our clock. We're just going to jump out over there very creatively with
this
very
is,
little to help us out.
This is really precise, so.
So
Very
clear.
Beautiful.
This jump is, and Ganon talked to me about this. This jump is so scary, especially so late into the run. Like, I've lost runs to this in the past, but Ganon has practiced this a ton and makes it look easy.
I was
it's
talking
really hard.
about it. I over-practiced that a lot. Like, that's one of those things that I just sat there, and even when I was doing it consistently, I did it for a couple, like, maybe 2 or 3 more hours
Yeah.
just to make sure. Hi, Captain Toad.
And the last strat I'll point out before we read some donations is you got Captain Toad, and then you got this moon that's just going to be out in the ether of nowhere. You're supposed to once again float out to it with a Paragoomba. You see a theme here. We don't want that, so we're just jumping to the sucker.
Beautiful.
Now, how is he going to save himself? He's not.
Yeah.
That's a death.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But now we got some time, I think.
Yeah, now we got some good time for some donations, I think.
Perfect. We've got $100 from the 1HD saying, hello, everyone. I've been loving GDQ for years now, and I have money to donate. Super Mario Odyssey is one of my favorite speedruns, and I'm very happy that it is here. Good luck to all the runners. Also have $10 from Gamma Ray saying, loving this amazing SMO run. in this fantastic couch. So glad to be back in person for this awesome experience. Moon!
Classic.
So I have $100 from players A and B saying, you get a moon, and another one, and another one. Wow, Ganon is killing it. Keep it up.
Thank you.
I agree.
Okay, now we're coming up on another funny hard jump because Cap 2 is just full of those. So.
True. We talked about those birds being in being in a specific spot every time you leave a loading zone. This actually makes it so that the bird is going to be directly behind us, and we're going to make that. We're going to use that to our advantage.
Yes, but it does come with a little bit of death-defying again.
This is so ridiculous. Y'all do this strat.
Am I good?
Oh, now he's got to save himself.
Wait, am I good? I can't tell.
No way.
I think I'm okay. Oh my
The
God.
rainbow twirl to save it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Brick jump Andy.
Yeah, think about all of the inputs that had to happen to make that.
That
work.
was just like, and that's not at all what I practice either. That was just stupid on the
Off the
fly
cuff, yep.
shenanigans. You're not. Okay.
He's not scared enough yet, but that's our
Yeah.
idea
There we
here.
go.
He had a little courage juice left in him. I loved it too because the visual there, the brim of the cap was still in the fog. So if you didn't know, you were like,
Yeah.
Then it reveals
Nice.
just for the save at the end. That was so cool.
That was
great.
God, that was such an adrenaline spike. Like I am.
Yeah.
My heart is going.
Was that sentence an adrenaline spike or an adrenaline comma spike?
No, that was adrenaline spike. Like my adrenaline levels spiked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were having a conversation.
No.
I don't know if you and I were having a moment right there.
Now this might throw people off here. I just want to listen to the audience here.
Oh yeah.
What?
Crushed it.
That was a crushed it moment.
That was insane. Also, this rabbit's easy because it actually only goes one way. As opposed to
actually the easiest bunny.
Yeah, as opposed to all the other ones, which can like determine where they go based on where you're coming at it. That one actually just goes one direction. So
Now we're going to Moon 2. This is a nice, super quick kingdom. We actually just get the front 5 moons here, and then we go. One sort of tricky jump. I think during this kingdom, let's just keep some donations rolling.
That's a good idea. That's
I
good
agree,
before
yep.
it gets intense.
Awesome. We've got $50 from Lutherlin saying, longtime fan of GDQ and glad to have another chance to donate. I love Mario speedruns and I haven't yet watched Odyssey. Loving it and the crowd participation so far.
Keep it up, crowd.
Good
Keep it
job,
up.
crowd. It is getting late, and they're going in. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm loving the hype up here. We've got $20 from Anonymous saying, darker side run, hype!
I don't know how they got here, but they're here now.
yeah, they brought a taxi to the moon.
Not bad.
Not bad. As if they could have done better.
Right. Lim's not that impressed.
I mean, you're going further. I mean, actually, I'm pretty sure they're on darker side too. So
Oh yeah, don't they show up on?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh, that's okay. Can I use the block as a backup? Oh, you can. That is such a smart backup. I
the
don't know.
creativity.
No idea.
I'm writing
how-
that one down.
No idea how I never thought of that until right now. That's so funny. I've wasted so much time to missing that before. All right. And yeah, that's it. We're done with Moon 2.
Might
Very
seem a little
nice.
silly. You might say to yourself, is that worth it going in there just for those 5 moons? And you got to
answer
realize
is yes.
a lot of those are contributing to, you're talking to another Captain Toad, you're getting another Taxi Moon, you're spawning another Taxi Moon. It all works together. We're trying to get to 500. We figured it out. This is good. This is
Yeah.
all good.
It is definitely fast. People have tried to route that out multiple times before, and it's just a no.
Yeah,
it's always
it
stayed.
fails on a whole lot of fronts. Like, yeah, the Taxi Moon going back to Mushroom Kingdom is a big one. Another big one is just Toadette achievements and stuff like that. So it all just kind of makes it work.
I love that movement right there because it's the cheeseless movement, even though the cheese is sitting right there.
Yeah, there's also a fort capture you could use to fling yourself up, and we just don't do that either.
We just get really tall.
That's right.
This is also our last big stretch of movement before we actually get to the darker side later. I mean, we will be going through this kingdom, and then we will take the painting at the end to return to Mushroom once again to set up for that final chapter.
That's right.
But Luncheon 3 here at this point does have some really cool sub-rooms still.
Including this one. Very slick way to just kind of skip all of the puzzle of that sub area.
Nice use of the lava bubble.
That's right, lava bubble.
I did not get a cat bounce for some reason. That's interesting.
That was weird. Trying to get instant capture here on this fire bro right here.
Should be good. Nice.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah, trying to get Cappy. Basically putting the capture between Mario and Cappy so that it kind of pins it together and you get that insta 2-for-1.
I don't know why I dove. It's one of the worst.
Diving is fun, dude.
Yeah, you know, just for fun dive into the lava.
Cheeky little capture warp right here.
Leave Cappy up there and boop, right up to the 4-stack. Well, now we got right a corner on the cob stack all the way to Goombet. This game got weird. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, how does this fit into the
Luncheon
lore?
Kingdom. It's actually not the last Goombet Moon.
You're right, yeah.
There's
In fact,
one
the
more.
last one is probably the flashiest one out
True.
of them all.
The fork right here to give yourself a nice flick. Same as the poles like in Metro Kingdom. And then we've got one more, well, I guess one of two more. We have a music toad coming up is what I'm trying to say, giving us another moon. And what this music toad is asking for is I need something of a beast like running around, rampaging around. So the natural one you would think is, okay, play the T-Rex song. That's boring. We're gonna do the anime song.
Are we?
Oh, it's up to you.
Usually, I'm pretty sure. Again, it's usually track 4 Enjoyer.
Oh,
Sorry.
We're doing it. We're doing the T. I set up the joke.
Yeah.
There's the T-Rex song here, and it's optimal, and it's less inputs.
It is one less input.
So you know how in the early days of Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning, it was like Topper first or Harriet first, decide.
Yeah.
I feel like the darker side, like the new age version of that, is Song 4 or Song 46.
Yeah, it's very similar in inputs, but unlike Topper versus Harriet, track 4 is actually fast, so
True.
is actually like a difference in.
Yeah. You're saving the frames. If we're trying to go for the sub 3 hour time, you literally need every frame you can
That
get.
is very true. Also, another RCB here.
Very nice.
Very good.
Yeah,
Also, a really
RC
cool jump at the end of this section using one of the timer challenges. We're about to get there.
Whoa, okay. I don't think I've ever opened the chest and bonked as a result of it. That's really funny.
I'm pretty sure I saw you do that exactly in the practice room earlier, but yeah.
It's for the content, Lim. Come on.
Okay. It never happened before.
Ganon's actually done it like 20 times.
I saw it earlier for the first time ever in the practice room
Right.
before this run. There we go. Now I'm being completely truthful.
This jump is what I meant. Basically, we don't even have Cappy back yet, and we use the timer challenge that's about to fade out to triple jump over to Captain Toad.
And there are no lava bubbles on that part of the stage, like around there. The only one that exists is this one by Captain Toad. So if you miss that chance with the timer challenge, you basically just have to start the timer challenge over again and try again.
I really like how Cappy isn't back there yet, but when you work to the checkpoint, you just still turn into Cappy. He just decides he can teleport now, I guess.
Got so many cap vaults in front all of a sudden.
True. Ganon is pretty good at those.
Okay, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. I've never been too fast there. It's an interesting mistake.
It's a plight of speedrunners, man. Sometimes we just start going too fast.
Case in
Oh,
That lava bubble is relaxed.
point. Yeah,
he's asleep.
I wish I
chilling.
had that much chill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hard moon, we got 2 moons left here, and then we are done with Luncheon Kingdom. This one coming up is super, super hard to optimize.
It's fun though.
Fixing all the cracks. Let's call it the movement speak for itself. Just like endless ways to optimize it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that was cool.
Yeah, you factor in the pepper RNG as well.
That was
That
really
just
good.
Yeah,
adds
that was
to the
actually
challenge,
really
but
good.
Yeah, that was really well done. And then following it up with this 2D moon afterwards.
Yeah, it's another cool one where we can basically skip a little bit of the section.
I love it.
Yeah, this jump is kind of hard. It's a little awkward.
You need to get just the very end of a coyote jump to jump off of the question mark block. That's actually really, really scary to go for.
That was really well done.
Yep.
And conveniently, right after this moon, we got another painting, and this one gets us right where we want to be in Mushroom Kingdom, where we will basically reap in all of the rewards of what we've been basically doing the entire run, getting these timer challenges, these 8-bit moons, these captures, etc.
That's correct.
And this is also going to be a great time for lots of donations, but we're going to be there soon. For now, we got to pick up our seeds that we planted when we first got here. We also got to buy a moon from the shop.
Yep, we're also going to the Gem and Toad and the Tourist as well.
Right.
So it's getting more Toadette stuff.
Yeah, for the most part, these are just kind of NPC moons picking up. We're going to get a bunny here in a little bit. We got one big trick coming up before we get into the Toadette stuff, but I think this is another good, like, little 45-second stretch. We can read 2 or 3 donations.
Yeah, we got $10 from Link saying, Ganon, I appreciate your helping the kingdoms of Mushroom World achieve world peace. Have you considered rethinking your strategy in Hyrule?
I'll think about it.
I also have $100 from Suki Kaji saying, so happy to see Darker Side featured, and I'm just floored by the skill. Much love to the staff and runners front and center and the crew behind the scenes keeping the show going.
Last Captain Toad of the run. We're really basically wrapping up here. We're getting really close to 500 moons.
Yeah, Mushroom Kingdom 2 does a really good job of kind of, you know, providing closure for a lot of the things that we have been doing. We planted seeds, the 20 minutes has passed, we're finally ready. Had we not planted them before, we wouldn't be getting these right now. Like, it does a very good job of showcasing all of the things we've been setting up to do.
The claps are making me laugh.
There's a clap anywhere.
Yeah, at this point, just go for it. Freestyle.
Think SM64.
I mean,
There's a couple people on beat there.
There's a couple. There's literally 2 of them out there.
Yeah, a literal couple.
There's one couple in the back. We got him, honey.
Right.
Yeah, just clap whenever you want. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, at this point, just clap. I don't care.
I just want to clap for Ganon. Ganon's been killing it for 3 hours.
I agree.
We've been out here late night having good chill vibes, playing some Super Mario Odyssey, but Ganon has absolutely killed it among the absolute nightmare that was getting this controller plugged in.
That was so funny.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be. Hold on, we're going to talk about this for a second.
Beautiful.
That was cool.
Beautiful.
You're literally supposed to basically unplug the entire mode there, so by doing this jump, you save like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, you use the sloped edge of the platform to get just enough speed to get the Goomba over there.
Yeah, it's some tech tied to the Goombas where if they do their little spin jumps off of curved surfaces, then they get a little bit of speed going forward. Nice. And we utilize that in order to jump straight over to Goombet. Otherwise, it would be one of the worst moons in the game. You would never pick it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it should not be understated just how much, like, effort. You know, this is a 3-hour run, and there really is no opportunity for you to take a break anywhere in it. So the fact that you can play with this level of optimization for this long is something to be commended.
Yeah, thank you.
That was real. Okay, they figured. It's good because we're going to get 30 of these suckers.
Yeah, we're getting 32 of these Toadette moons. So.
Right.
So once again, one final closure on what this is. The reason why she's giving us all these moons is because they're basically achievements. You got 5 moons from Captain Toad, here's a moon. You got 10 moons from Captain Toad, here's a moon. You talk to Peach 5 times, here's a moon. So on and so forth. Timer challenges, slot machines, all these different things.
Coins collected.
Coins collected. We're going to talk to her 30 more times to get all these moons. That should get us right at 500. And then we're off to the darker side of the kingdom to finish the run. Nukkuler, you got 3 minutes to read me some donations.
All right, let's go. We got $50 from Shinasaur saying, had to donate for my favorite game. This is maybe the best couch I've ever seen. All of my favorite streamers. Good luck, Ganon.
Air
Moon.
Air high five. Let's go.
I have $100 from Alda saying, let's-a go. I also have $25 from Mattendo saying, can I get a wahoo in chat?
Wahoo! Wahoo!
Okay. You guys are telling us.
I got $100 from Ishala saying, woke up at 4 for this darker side run, and I love the audience energy with the clap on the beat for every move. Clapping along for all 500 hype!
Hype!
I don't know if you guys can hear at home, but they're also counting out loud.
Yeah,
now
they're counting.
from Twitter.
That's
Yeah,
what I've
not
moved.
bad. One small thing-
I'm very impressed by this audience here.
I'm extremely impressed.
And also, it's
Thank you, guys.
1:30 a.m. here. The energy is unreal.
One small thing you can do here if you get really bored, which is easily done, is for some reason Mario plays rock, paper, scissors with you. Whenever he puts out like his hand with a new star, he either, like for example here he has scissors, right? It definitely keeps you company in these like 32 moons sometimes.
Rock. Oh,
Okay.
I got
You lose.
slaughtered.
He
oh,
read you, he read you.
It's okay, best 2 out of 3.
Rock.
Okay,
That was so rock.
This
It was
one will
like- it was a
decide it. This one will
combo.
decide
Okay, here we
it.
go, here we
Right
go.
here. Bring it back. All right, Spike was asleep on that one. We'll try it again.
You have to decide.
Rock.
Okay.
Oh,
One more,
okay,
one more.
close.
He's
You gotta
teasing ya.
close
He's
this one out.
teasing ya.
One more.
Okay, this is my last one. Then we are actually going to read donations. Rock. Ah.
Mario's
Mario
stupid.
wins today.
Okay.
I did just get a donation in for $65.43 from Anonymous saying, I don't usually donate for Bid Wars, but now I really want this to be tied. And that's in regards to our Mario Party character choice, which is now all tied up. Peach and Wario have been brawling all night for this place. So if you want to see one over the other for Mario Party, coming up, that's our next run by Duck. Make sure you get those donations in.
And Nukkuler, where are we also sitting for the Final Fantasy VI character bid war, which I believe has to end at the end of this run?
At the end of the interview coming up.
Oh, I'll do that.
So
yeah.
that will be before Mario Party. Both of those bid wars are kind of ending around the same time here. Final Fantasy VI, we still got Go-Go in the lead with 1185. But Terra and Celis are both sitting around the 700 range. So they can still catch up here, but they've got to do it real soon. So lots of characters. Pick your favorite ones, put your money towards it. And it also goes to MSF, Doctors Without Borders, which is a great, great, great charity.
All right.
This is the
That's
last
Moon
one.
500.
Yep.
Perfect.
Let's go.
All right.
The confirmation. One more dump into the Odyssey and see what we got.
I was like how you're ending with 64 here in the mushroom.
Yeah, it's
Kingdom.
awesome.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, couldn't have been planned any better.
Hey.
There it is.
Hey. So now we basically gained access to the darker side, which is like the point of this run. And it's also infamously the hardest challenge in the game.
That's right. It's kind of a thing that Mario games have been doing
Right.
in, the last 20 years or so, is like, you can beat the game, but there will always be that final gauntlet level challenge. Think like Challenge Road or the perfect run in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Every Mario game has always had this kind of final level that tests all your skills. And, in true speedrunner fashion, we're going to bust it wide open here. It's going to be an absolute delight to watch.
Yeah.
And the first thing we're doing here, we are on the outside where we need to capture one of these frogs. Gonna try to go for a shake jump right here with some vectoring to get up to the top shelf. Was able to do it, very nice, skipping out on some platforms. And then we head on to the inside where first we've got this pole section where Ganon's gonna try to use as few of the poles as possible to get across this entire gap.
Yeah, nothing in this game kind of encapsulates the let's not play the level normally at all, quite like Darker Side does.
That is
Yeah,
very true.
it's very true.
There's so much cool stuff here.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yep. Not necessary. I appreciate the gesture, but nope.
I'm pretty sure these things are also like unique to Darker Side. These weird slopes that are like going through the lava, unless I haven't seen them anywhere else.
They
They're,
are,
like,
yeah.
scary.
Now we got the lava bubble section coming up right here. We're gonna actually get some cheeky spin throws in right there. Spin jumps.
It's okay.
No.
Ooh.
That's all right. I got pushed back by the spike bar there. That's all right.
Yeah, this part is a little harder than it looks.
Yeah, it is
definitely
actually
is.
pretty difficult. I keep underestimating it when I do runs, and I need to stop doing that. Also, I'm on 1 health, which is kind of scary because I usually take damage in the next part, but I'll just have to be extra careful.
Right, I'm pretty sure there's a
Yeah, you can get
backup
the
path.
health in the question mark block coming up.
Yeah, I usually take damage before that.
Oh, right, before, yeah.
Because of these burbos. That's okay,
You
though.
see some creative extending of the uproot right there. Ooh, still
Okay.
making the cycle. Very nice.
Okay, I think we're good.
Looks
Yep.
good.
Okay,
Flick
nice.
up, and then exiting out of the uproot right there to get up on top. Nintendo knew you were able to do that. Put some coins up there for us. And now we're going to be utilizing Yoshi. The end of this level used to be pretty chill. You just kind of rode on this flower road all the way across this gap. But speedrunners of Super Mario Odyssey said no thank you. They figured out how to use Yoshi. I don't even understand it. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is it. Honestly, you can't explain it better than just the showcase of it. So just keep your eyes peeled. Just barely every time.
That's
So unlucky.
That is really unlucky. That's unfortunate. It's
So
okay.
the kind of scary thing about Darker Side, and the reason it's so daunting is that just like all those hard levels, you only get one shot.
Right.
You don't
Yep.
you get a little bit of health along the way, and thank goodness for that. But you got to do the whole thing in one shot, no checkpoints.
It's okay. That's one of the least bad deaths you can take, honestly. There are deaths that lose like double the amount of time that one does, so
That's true.
that's okay. I assume that this is fine. Okay.
I mean, Darker Side is just fun to watch, so there's
Yeah, I can watch
nothing
it.
lost.
Yeah, and keeping in mind we're basically making it extra hard for ourselves here by going fast, and specifically that section is probably the hardest now.
Oh, for sure.
A little more health now going into this uproot section. Again, love the uproot usage right here to sort of extend it, walk off the edge, and then flick ourselves up on top of the platform. Beautiful stuff right there from Ganon. And then barely trying to capture this cycle right here. Just enough to get the uproot up there. Pop out and go.
Not going further health this time. Usually in this section it's either you fall down or you're
Yeah.
good.
Also, you get a heart for free in the middle
Right.
of it, so. Okay.
Yoshi's got some bonkers ways to build up a lot of momentum by just shaking, having the tongue on the ground, and then snapping you forward. And that's a lot of where we're trying to get this speed from.
I did it again. I just need to go a little slower there. It's okay.
It's okay. Third try is the charm. Let's get a round of applause for Ganon for going for this. This is super, super difficult to
It
do right
really
at the end of
is.
the run.
It really is crazy. I do like how we do have a little bit of a Kaizo aspect there by sacrificing Yoshi to actually make this happen in the first place.
It wouldn't be a Mario game if not for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just one of the most nerve-wracking tricks in the run. It's at the very end. It's a lot.
Right.
It's okay.
I'm glad I just get to listen to the Odyssey soundtrack a little bit longer.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that that hasn't come up yet. We had outfits, we had Peach, but nobody even brought up soundtrack.
Yeah, what is your favorite track, Spike?
My favorite track from this game, it actually might be Cascade Kingdom.
Yeah.
Cascade
Yeah.
Falls is really, really good, what we were just listening to. A lot of people say Wooded. Wooded's obviously fantastic.
It is a fan favorite. What about you, Lim?
I feel like Jump Up Superstar is just also such a banger that it's like it has to be up there.
Yeah, taking
And
the route of
specifically like the festival version, like even that moon jingle at the end, that gets me every time.
yeah, it syncs right in with it so perfectly. I gotta say, mine is probably Luncheon Kingdom. I love the way that, like, when you're
True.
outside in the wilds, it's got this kind of jungly vibe.
True,
and as soon as
true.
you get into town, it's got like a Parisian, like European feel. Yeah, I love
Also
that.
Seaside, I was thinking about earlier, so chill, so like jazzy.
Yeah, right. Too many good tracks.
Where do you go?
Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like this is maybe I should just not go for it. I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
We got the crowd behind you.
Crowd immediately was like, nah. I have
time.
clapped my hands 500 times for this moment right here.
It's just such a classic speedrun thing. Like I'm hitting the actually difficult part and then I'm just
Yeah, the speed building works every time, and there's like this one dive.
Yeah, I will not try to spin pound. I'll do a backflip there because I
Right.
think what I'm doing is I'm trying to spin and then it's like actually affecting the angle I'm diving at.
Right.
What about you, Nukes? What's your favorite track in the video game?
Okay, that's fair.
True.
That the going into that, so good.
I always thought it was really creative to use like surfer rock to represent a mechanical area in the forest. Yeah.
Right.
Super cool.
And it just works.
It just works. Somehow it does.
Oh, that's all right.
That's all right. You got the backup health coming up.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just grab that really quick and then actually get up there this time. Okay.
I promise you, if any, I don't think this looks easy to the crowd at home. Even just getting Yoshi to do this at all is incredibly difficult. It's so different than anything else you do in the
The Yoshi capture is genuinely the worst one in the game.
It is.
I think we need everyone in chat to start sending all the good energy.
It's not over.
There it is.
All right,
It's
that's
not over
part
yet.
one.
It's just beginning is the thing.
Oof.
All right.
Like now we're going.
Wait.
Wait.
We're not done. No. Oh my. Oh.
That's just painful. Like this game is mocking me at that point. That's so annoying.
Depth perception is really tough on that part too,
Yeah, it
especially.
is.
Yeah, so what Ganon is trying to do right there is basically pull out every single movement strat in the book to try to extend that entire distance, because you're still supposed to use the flower road that you used with Yoshi back there to get across that entire gap.
Yeah.
So throwing in the rainbow twirl and everything, and eventually ending with throwing Cappy out over the lava, jumping into the lava, which, yes, butt boosts you up into the air, but then that counts as you touching the ground. So you can then bounce off of Cappy to reset that for you, wall stall into the wall, and get going.
That's right. And the thing with lava that makes it really tricky is that you kind of are incapacitated in that moment. So Ganon uses a cap throw before touching the lava to kind of mitigate that, so you can bounce on Cappy and kind of pull yourself out of being on fire.
Exactly.
Come on. Okay, whatever. I'm just playing it casually. I don't care.
Do you mind if I get in a quick donation?
Yeah,
while we
Yeah,
get
go
that?
ahead.
Sure thing.
Go ahead.
All right, we got $15 from Jolteon Jordan saying, making a quick donation before bed to thank you all for closing out my night with an awesome run of Super Mario Odyssey. Odyssey became my favorite Mario game easily after playing it, as someone who grew up on these games. Thanks for the awesome run, Ganon. Keep up the great work to all of the awesome GDQ staff.
There it is. Let's go.
It's incredibly hard, and doing that at the very last section of the infamous, already hardest part of the
So
game is just
nerve-wracking.
incredible. And I
then
think we gotta just clap
this
again, like this is literally
beautiful triple jump around that because it's not fast enough. And now we got one more skip to go for.
One more trick up our sleeve.
We got glide on right here. If you start shaking right as you go into the wind vent and you shake like an absolute madman, you can fly over the rest of the level. You
Yeah.
see a painting off in the distance right there. We're trying to eventually get to that painting. We're trying to skip that painting.
That's right.
There's an entire half of the kingdom left.
Yeah, you can
It's like
see
the
that there's
hardest
like
part, honestly. Like
Yeah.
if you do this casually, especially with the pipe there.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of Darker Side is all hidden within that green pipe, and we just fly right by it. And then the
Thankfully.
painting afterwards as well.
So Ganon is actually trying to avoid all these invisible walls, actually, that will auto-pop you out of Glide-On, while Ganon is also shaking like a madman to get over here, get to the pylon, and make our way up. Beautifully done Glide-On skip right there. We have got one more strat to go for, one more time.
It loses 4 minutes if I miss it.
Literally, this saves
Point three.
Point 3 about, so.
Point 3.
It's just
Nice.
Nice.
There we go.
The U
Now-
skip.
Yep, the no use skip. Now, barring, jumping off of the side right now, we don't have to worry about anything. This is kind of the long and winding road has reached its finale. If we could read it, Cappy would be saying really nice things.
yeah, he's saying nice things.
This is
Making people
emotional.
Cry. Yeah, it's emotional.
It really is.
Yeah, time is when I grab the multi-moon at the top, by the way.
Yep.
And of course, in speedrunner fashion, we can't just climb the pole to read the emotional text. We got to jump through it.
Time.
Time.
Woo! Oh my goodness. Woo!
Darker Side is one hell of a gauntlet of a speed run.
Absolutely.
And it takes a lot of nerve and a lot of precision to be able to pull it off as well as Ganon does on the stage here.
Yeah, and especially with the strats that people go for now, the movement that is used to get this run done, it is an absolute.
I could think of no better Super Mario Odyssey category to get another visit at a GDQ main event than Darker Side because it has come such a long way.
I know we're only like a minute over. All that only a minute over estimate. Actually, incredible time. I do want to give a big shout outs to Ganon, obviously doing the run right there, but 99% of speedrunners, after failing that once, maybe twice, absolutely would have bailed. I am so happy you got to showcase that. I think
agree.
that is the coolest strat in this run.
Yeah.
And you said no, you refused to give up on it. You never were going to take the 7-second time loss, and you kept doing it for us. For that, legend. Thank you, Ganon.
You did it for the showcase. Round of applause.
And there we are.
Yeah.
There we are.
Any final words, Ganon? You killed it.
Yeah, it was just like, even with all the mistakes that run, like it was pretty good going to Darker, so like I knew even if I missed it a couple times, I would still be fine if I went for it. I'm glad that I did. That trick at the end is so nerve-wracking. I'm glad I was able to at least get it. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in a run. So yeah, just thank you everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Woo!
Thank you, Ganon, so much for that absolutely incredible showcase of Mario Odyssey Darker Side. I have a donation from Dancing Bear, $25, that kind of sums this up. This SMO run has been the best reason to stay up late on a weeknight in a long time for me. Huge shout out to Ganon and the couch crew. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's go. And with that chat, I am signing off for the night. I'm Nukkuler. This has been a fantastic run. I will be handing you into the good hands of Conception. But we're going to take a quick break here, so take this opportunity, get up, stretch, maybe get a blanket, get more snug, because there's tons of great runs coming up here for the rest of the night.
What's going on, SGDQ 2022? It is, I said it last time, but it is so good to be live. My name is Conception, and I will be taking over these hosting duties for the next 3 runs, so buckle in because we got some bangers to happen. We got Mario Party, we got Final Fantasy VI Randomizer, and we got Klonoa that I'm gonna be sticking around for. All right, good news, everybody. We're gonna head on over to the interview desk for some, who are we speaking with here? Hold on. All right, we got some interview with the Final Fantasy VI rando runners with Spikevegeta, DoctorDT, Jexvrok, Seto, Kiaba, and drewlith. Take it away.
Hey, y'all get to hear me again. That's awesome. 3.5 hours tonight. Let's do it again. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to SGDQ 2022. I'm Spikevegeta here in the late night crew, and we are getting hype for even more awesome speedruns. We got Mario Party Minigame Island coming up after this. First time that's being showcased in a marathon. And after that, we have another first time showing in a marathon, Final Fantasy VI, but this time, it's randomized. I am joined by 4 of the top players in Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, the randomizer. Thrown down, we got drewlith, we got DoctorDT, we got Seto, Kiaba, and we got Jexvrok. How are all 4 of you doing tonight?
Feeling great.
Pretty awesome.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Nice. I want to pat myself on the back. I remembered all 4 of y'all's names, and my phone went down right there. And I was like, they're all right there. It's great. It's like when you study the night before. It's great. I do want to talk, obviously, about the Final Fantasy VI randomizer, and for each of you going into this. So, like with any randomizer, there are obviously your big things that you can find. Like, okay, I find this. I am all of a sudden, I feel like I'm in a really good position. Going from right over here, left to right. I want to hear from each of you. What is the number one, whether it is a character you can find early on, an item, maybe a spell or something that you can find early on that makes you personally feel like I'm in a good position in this seed?
So my 2 favorites are definitely Setzer and Realm. These are 2 characters from the game. Anybody who's played it knows them. I really like Setzer because of his equipment pool, but also his check pool. So he's able to equip the fixed dice, which is great because, even more randomness, the higher the dice rolls, the more damage it does. And they're pretty good all throughout, adds a lot of safety to the run. In Realm, she just got super high magic usually. And, higher magic equals more damage, equals things die faster. So, yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah, me personally, I'm usually looking for equipment and commands on the characters. So I'm usually looking right out of the gate for earrings. I will scour all over the place for them if need be. Also commands, I will look for blitz, sword tech, throw, because they generally tend to have either good utility or high damage defense ignoring power.
Yeah, I'll mix up a bit and I'll go with an item and say that I love to find Super Balls. They're the current hotness in our Worlds Collide meta at the moment. Super Balls can be used to do potentially a high amount of damage regardless of level. And since we don't like random encounters because they're slow, being able to take on bosses very early is great. So finding Super Balls means you may be able to take on a few harder bosses and get a jump going on experience and kind of snowball from there.
Yeah, well, and I'll say that what I'm always looking for is experience egg. You get yourself an experience egg, you slap it on a character. The equipment's great. All of the things, the skills are great, all of that stuff. But fundamentally, what you need to beat this game is levels. So the levels are the best thing to face into the end game for. So
that immediately says such good things about the randomizer that all 4 of you gave me completely different answers. Because a lot of times you can have a very simple answer with a randomizer. Just, hey, at the end of the day, we need this thing. And that is going to be the one-trick pony that gets us through the seed. I love that all of you have different preferences. We'll see what the seed tonight here on the GDQ stage, which of you might get your thing. Yeah, Now, I want to talk a little bit. Let's flip to the other end. What is the number one thing each of you really don't want to see? Whether it's like a particular boss in a particular position, maybe early on in the seed before you're strong, maybe just not seeing certain items early on. For each of you, what is that like nightmare scenario tonight?
So yeah, definitely early on, I do not want to see the Tentacles boss. They're a boss designed to be like, you're supposed to be a little bit higher level. They do a lot of fixed damage and they have really nasty mechanics if you only have 1 or 2 characters. But give it a little bit of time and like you have like a full party, you have some levels under your belt, your HP is a little higher, then that boss usually isn't as much of an issue. Other than that, the community's favorite, the spicy chicken poltergeist. It's the boss you do not want to see really at any point of the run. It's just got super high defenses, high HP. it's usually just a slog to get through if you can even get through it. So
I don't know. I might want to see the spicy chicken tonight. That sounds pretty good. For you, Jexvrok?
Usually early game, like we're flying around on the airship and whatnot, going to location, doing our checks and all that fun stuff. But early game, when you really haven't started doing the safety saves or anything like that, go into the World of Ruin and you hit the Doomgaze fight. And Magi Master's sitting there. And you are not prepared. That's usually turns into like reset.
Yeah.
Yep.
Done with that, Seed.
I would say, I just had one in my head. It totally escaped me. Being gated. So our logic, hopefully we won't be gated behind one check, but it's very possible that there will be a character that is only in one place that all of us will have to go get. And it can be a little frustrating when doing a race when that's the case, because it sometimes feels like whoever happened to check that one particular place first gets a huge advantage. We like seeing seeds where there's a lot of different possibilities because they're a lot more interesting to watch and kind of recount later.
And finally for you, DT.
Yeah, sure. So, so for me, at the end of the race, when you go into Kefka's Tower and you have to split your party up, very often I'll put like my 2 strongest people in the 3rd branch because they have to fight the most bosses, right? And then the other 2 get split between the other 2. And for me, it's always the goddess spot, the goddess statue spot, second party. I always walk in there with like, I don't know, my weakest character, and it always ends up being like super high level Air Force who hits me with like shrapnel and just wipes me. That's what I don't want to see.
So I always talk about this with randomizers. There's obviously like all sorts of games. If you're a game in the speedrunning community, you probably have a randomizer at this point. They're all getting it. Awesome to see Final Fantasy VI getting this showcase. And the way I always think about randomizers is I want to know, what is the game within the game? There's a lot of Zelda randomizers where it's, you're finding items to unlock different dungeons in different areas in the overworld. Maybe build-based randomizers that I've played, like Kingdom Hearts, and I'm sure what you all are playing tonight, where you're trying to accrue enough tools to feel comfortable with defeating certain bosses. And that's the fun of it to you. What is the fun of it to all of you, specifically with Final Fantasy VI? What is that game within a game that makes it so satisfying every time you boot up a seed?
So yeah, the game within the game. It's for me definitely. It's the balancing out your offense, because this game has a really brutal final battle, and you're thinking about it from the very earliest moments of the seed. How am I going to be prepared to take on Kefka? And so you're slowly building up your offenses. You're thinking, what's going to help me now versus what's going to help me later? How do I balance that? Like, is the time saved later on going to be worth the time saved? Like missing out on time early on, things like that. And yeah, it's a lot to weigh, but it keeps me coming back. I'm always trying new things, trying to lower the times more and more each race. And yeah, it does just keep on giving, I'd say.
Love it. Jex?
For me, it's like a lot of the game knowledge. Just there's so much of it with this game, between knowing the different items, what provides stat boost, which things has like a high hit power, or if you hit something, it procs a elemental spell of some sort or another, and combining that with knowing boss weaknesses.
Yes.
So to just help you progress through the seed and take something down quickly. Like sometimes you're not always going to have what you need, and you just got to figure out an alternative solution.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me.
I love that. As a rando player, you learn stuff no one else in the world knows. Like you say, having to know this boss is slightly weaker to ice or something, in order to get through it. That's so cool. Seto, for you.
Definitely high-level decision-making, especially with routing. In this game, every dungeon, every area you can go to get progress, all of them are different. There's different properties for all of them, whether how many enemies you fight, how much treasure, whether there's a boss, whether you can see what the reward is beforehand. And having to, on the fly, evaluate what your options are and what you need in order to go to the final dungeon and pick the most optimal checks is rather hard and very fun to do. So I think that's definitely one of the funnest game within a game in Worlds Collide.
And finally, DT finishes off. What do
Yeah.
you love about this?
So for me, I mean, and I'll take this in a bit of a different direction, but the thing that I love about this game is the customizability, right? So you go on the website, ff6wc.com, and you can see the standard race, which is pretty much what we're racing tonight, but you can go in and you can look at, there's like 100 different flags. that slightly modify how the game is set up, like who your starting characters are, what the skills are available, what like how the level scaling works, like how the chests work, how the stores work. All of that stuff is customizable. And so what I love about this game is like week to week going onto the Discord, playing the seed of the week. Somebody cooks up some crazy mix of things that like you've never seen before, and it's just always different. It's always new every time. That's what I love about it.
I love that. Anybody who wants to make a randomizer of a game in the future, make sure there's just a billion options. Let your player base figure out what you want to do. I am so looking forward to this Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide randomizer race, 4 of the best in the world, throwing down in it. We're going to kick you all back up to the front for a little bit of Mario Party minigame island, and then it's FF6. For all 4 of you, best of luck, and enjoy more SGDQ 2022.
Thank you so much, Spike and the Final Fantasy VI gang. I just wanted to point out that during that interview, I think this Mario Party character choice bid war changed hands 3 times. Pretty impressive. It is down to the wire here. Speaking of, let's get a couple donations in regards to that. Lemon donates $10 saying, Peach Gang, #GoDuckGo. And we also got Corundum Core donating $50 saying, I've heard of Twitch plays, but Duck plays, that's a new one for me. Good luck on the run. Kraj donated $100 to say, Wario is the best boy. Wah! Melville comes in with $100 as well, with a very simple, a Mario Party sounds wholesome. And with that, I hope y'all have your party hats on because it's time. We're gonna have a Mario Party right now, and Duck is